Marvel has a problem of like, we're just going to introduce a character that has the same exact power set as the main hero, and they're going to be better at it.
I get it. You have a whole universe you have to keep in motion, but can we focus on these movies just a little bit more?
Welcome back to Binge Warmers. My name is Hopper, the non-stopper.
My name is Steven.
We're doing a bunch of Marvel-related stuff today. Marvel/spy stuff. We've got Spy Draft we're looking forward to. We're going to do all the stuff we've watched this week, including Nosferatu and Wicked, with some Expedition 33 and some Oblivion Remaster. We're also going to talk about some Oscars news, crazy stuff that made me upset.
Yeah.
Netflix is saying some stuff. We got Wednesday Season 2 trailer. We got a new Predator trailer. Excited to talk about that. Sinners is also overperforming at the box office. We're going to talk about that. We love that. And mainly, and most importantly, we're going to talk about the MCU's top 10 worst villains. You can find time codes to all that stuff down below. It should also be on the progress bar. Didn't show up on the progress bar for me, and it kind of made me worried. But hopefully you can at least go in the description and find where we're talking about that stuff at. How's your week going, Steven?
It's going pretty good. Pretty good.
Steven's a birthday boy.
Yeah, my birthday just passed a couple days ago. Did a full birthday stream, so thank you guys for anyone who showed up for that 8-hour stream. It was pretty great.
That was one of our higher performing streams from.
Yeah, I mean 8 hours. You know, so the numbers are going to be high.
Gotta
I hope the numbers are high from an 8-hour stream. You know what I mean?
So this is Warm Games. We're going to start off with a spy draft. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
So year number 1, I'll do my 1 and 2 after you.
My first one, first and foremost, Juni Cortez.
Juni Cortez was on my list. I'm not going to lie to you.
He's mine.
He's the spy kid.
Yes.
I got a good pick.
He knows ballet. What an incredible coincidence. So do I.
He also just watch Doesn't Tell Time.
Yeah.
So many iconic moments from.
He married fucking what's her name?
All About That Bass trainer.
Dude, she's so attractive.
What about she's like, I saw her recently. She lost a bunch of weight, you know?
Yeah.
But she tried to sing it All About That Bass. I'm like, there's no bass there.
Where's the bass?
You've deleted all the bass.
Show me the bass.
It's just B now. There's no ace there.
I love interviews with them too, though. They have such a great chemistry together.
They're pretty funny. I like them as a couple and Juni Cortez more than I like her music at all.
Oh, absolutely.
I do not.
I don't know. I used to get down on some Meghan Trainor.
It was cool for like a year, and then like it's like, oh, this is all she got. You know what I mean?
Her music always kind of same, you know. But I liked it. I was like,
Yeah, for a little while it was pretty fun. Okay, so my first pick, right out the gate, Agent P. Perry the Platypus.
Oh, I didn't even think about him. I'm so stupid.
He's a secret agent, technically. Pick number 2, Austin Powers, baby.
Okay.
Shagadelic, baby.
I'm with it. He wasn't even on my list. I didn't even consider him.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that I got him then. He's secured as an icon.
Well, I saw him in my head. I was like, I don't want Austin Powers. I got way
you
better
didn't
ones.
want him?
I got way better ones.
Come on. Who could hate Austin Powers, bro?
I don't hate him. I just, it's basic.
There you
Pick
go.
him.
It's basic?
Yeah. You ready for mine?
Is it going to be basic?
No, it's completely different.
Okay, go for it.
Number 2, Agent Oso.
You know what? He had crossed my mind. I was like, wasn't there a kid's show with the secret agent or something?
Yeah. And then I want Steve Carell's character from Get Smart.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
I don't know. I was going to Google it, and then I forgot.
I think he's based on like a TV show, too. So that's a good pick. That's kind of a legacy pick, honestly.
Yeah.
My third and fourth pick are going to be, again, basic, but just you can't leave them off. It's Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible on the 3 spot.
Oh, dude.
And then, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne at number 4 spot.
I thought you were going to go Jesus Christ. I was like, he's not a spy.
It's more like a Judas role.
Yeah. Judas is the ultimate spy. 4 is going to be Lance Sterling from Spies in Disguise, played by Will Smith.
Okay, so to preface this, before we started, you go, I've got one you're not even going to think about. You don't even know. And I was like, is it the Spies in Disguise Will Smith character? He goes,
motherfucker.
Couldn't hide it from me.
Oh, man. I want Mr. Bean.
His name is not Mr. Bean. It's Johnny English.
Johnny English, same person. I want Johnny English. I've got Johnny English.
Him, but Johnny English is good. That's another one of those where like you don't want Austin Powers because of how goofy he is. I don't want Johnny English because of how goofy he is.
I love Johnny English way more than Austin Powers.
You know what? That's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's a very funny movie.
It's so funny. He's like pretending he's got a gun.
Rowan Atkinson's maybe one of the best like physical comedians.
Yeah, and we have a friend whose dad looks just like him.
Now, I've got James Bond on here, but do I want to be basic like that?
No, because you already picked Austin Powers and Ethan Hunt and Jason Bourne. Don't be that guy.
I think I'm going to go kind of again, I've got also here my like in my reserves in case you pick some of the ones I wanted. I've got like Nick Fury, Natasha Romanoff, even like Jane and John Smith from Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I thought that would have been a good pick if you could take some of these. But I'm going to go Lorraine Broughton from Atomic Blonde.
Oh, I never watched that movie.
It's a banger, bro.
Is it really?
It's a really fun movie. Charlize Theron, she's very good in whatever she does, really.
Oh, yeah. She's kick-ass.
She's kicking ass.
Kicking ass.
Okay, so now I've got some MCU quotes. These are going to be quotes from MCU movies where I didn't think they were super obvious. Number 1, don't ever apologize for being the smartest one in the room.
They're acting like their friend, but they end up betraying them later.
Yeah, you're actually right about that. A lot of smart characters in the MCU. We've got Hank Pym, got Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Apologize for being smart.
Got Obadiah Stane. There's tons of scientists in a lot of the Wakandans.
It's smart. Fucking Mysterio.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Because that whole movie to me is just like out of my brain. I don't think about that movie.
I really like that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Lots of good Spider-Man stuff in there.
It's probably the weakest of the 3.
Yeah, for sure.
But
that's saying a lot, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because that first one and the last one are like bangers.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. You're a good man with a good heart, and it's hard for a good man to be king.
I feel like the obvious answer is, Black Panther. But I feel like you're steering me that way. Is it not?
It's in the movie Black Panther. Who says the line in the movie Black Panther?
It's the mom. No.
Who would know about kingly matters?
It was his dad?
Yep.
Oh, when he was talking to... Yeah, it was dad. Okay.
You're a good man with a good heart. You think that's true? Is it hard for a good man to be a king?
Yeah.
It's a good line.
The best people for that type of leadership are never the ones that want it, though.
Yes, I agree.
So it always falls in that bracket,
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've lived most of my life surrounded by my enemies. I would be grateful to die among friends.
Is that Odin?
No. Another character in the same scene says, what the hell? I don't have such a long lifespan anyway.
Gamora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a hard one, isn't it?
I was like, there's so many people with so many fucking enemies. Rocket says that, though.
Yeah.
I don't have that long of a lifespan. Even though he says he's not a raccoon.
Yeah, I don't think he knows.
How would you know?
He just doesn't know it.
Yeah.
I will say, like, the serious characters in the Guardians movies are, like, really hard to pinpoint their lines because they're just written as, like, serious, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if I gave you, like, a Drax line or, like, a Peter Quill line, I think you
Easy.
would get it right away.
Easy.
Okay. This one says, I've been fighting with one hand tied by...
That's Captain Marvel. It's because she had that inhibitor in her.
Yeah, dude. It was just the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I control it by surrendering control. That doesn't make very much sense. Who has to do a lot of training in the MCU? Who has to like go through a big training arc?
Oh, it's Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. What about that sentiment? Would you get pissed off by that?
Yeah, I would. For me, though, I always hate, because we talked about it in one of our previous episodes with Azimuth, telling Ben that. It's like, can you just fucking give me it in English? But part of the journey is you making the connections.
Yeah.
Because once you make the connections, it's way easier for you to understand if you come to that conclusion than someone telling you the conclusion. So I get it, though. Anyway, frustrating.
I would give you a pretty solid score there.
Give me like a 7.
7 out of 10.
7 or 8.
Out of 5 questions. Okay, so the next game we've got is guess the movie by that firearm. Here's your first firearm. I'm saying firearm, but...
Doctor Who?
No.
Really? Star Trek?
Doctor Who has like a little screwdriver or something, doesn't he?
Is it Star Trek?
It's not Star Trek. You're getting closer, though.
Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Is it really?
There's your full picture.
Oh, damn.
I can't believe
that was his blaster? Brother, I told you, I don't really like those old movies.
It is crazy. You're just not a big Star Wars guy.
I'm really not.
I feel like that's a pretty iconic looking gun, though. And it looks old enough.
It sucks, too, because I used to think I was a big Star Wars guy. And then the more crap they put out, I was like, I don't even really like their old shit. Like their good shit, like rewatching, I was like, I don't even really like this, do I?
Yeah. I think this one will be a little bit easier for you. So here's your picture of guns. Or firearms.
Blade.
No. Kind of close, I guess.
It's not Blade.
Mm-mm.
Punisher.
Mm-mm.
What? Am I on the right track here?
You've seen the movie. We've watched the movie together, I'm pretty sure.
It's not the Underworld lady, is it?
No. The scene happens when like someone's like checking him for guns.
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
The Matrix. Dude, why didn't I think of the Matrix, bro?
Neo using the guns. Yep.
I literally saw, I was like, that's fucking Blade. Blade or Punisher.
He did have a lot of guns.
I totally forgot he's at guns. Lots of guns. I love Keanu Reeves. I don't think he's the best.
He did fine in The Matrix.
He's great in The Matrix, but you know.
The more he talks, the more he has to. Yeah. That's what John Wick does really good, just him. I thought I'll put in a John Wick in here. Maybe another future episode. Okay, so this is this is a favorite of mine here.
What the fuck is this? Is that a flamethrower?
No, it's like the muzzle flare from the gun. Oh. This is a character that's very famous for using guns. It's from a Zack Snyder movie.
Oh, it's the fucking happy guy.
The happy guy?
Yeah.
What happy guy?
He's got the smile thing.
Oh, the comedian? No.
Yeah.
No. Different Zack Snyder movie, but it is in the superhero genre.
This is Batman? This is Batman?
Here's Batman using a different gun.
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
He literally just like pulls out a gun from his waist. He does like a kind of a trick shot too. He like has it in his waistcoat.
Didn't Zack Snyder say something like it's lazy for them to say he doesn't kill and stuff like that?
No, it was like, well, Batman's got such a strong moral code. I think this is on Joe Rogan too. Yeah. So I don't. This is what I remember from it. But he's like, Batman's got such a strong moral code. What happens when we push him to the extreme and make him kill people? It's like, it's not interesting. Give him a situation where he has to kill people, but he still doesn't. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's more complicated to perform. You know.
Anyway, but he is the blueprint, and we do love him to death. And
we don't. Do not get me recording that.
We'll get that soundbite out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your next gun. A little more old-timey on this gun.
That's a Tommy gun.
Oh, who's holding the Tommy?
Oh, my God. It's Babyface Nelson.
George
Babyface Nelson.
Babyface Nelson.
Who said that? Which one of you said that?
This is from the scene where he's shooting at the cops and he goes, I hate cows worse than coppers. Okay, now here's going to be a really tricky one, I think, for you. Dude. But if you get it, you get it. Now, you might just get it right off the rip. But here's your final gun.
Please, dude, it's fucking Men in Black 1. It's the fucking tow truck guy, dude. Don't even.
I almost put the noisy cricket. Guy has like a big shotgun. Yeah. The bug has a big shotgun pointed at him.
Act like I don't know my fucking Men in Black, dog.
I thought that was going to stump you because it wasn't a space gun.
No, dude. I know that one better than the space gun.
I almost put the noisy cricket, but I was like, that'll be so easy.
It'll be so easy.
You'll get that right off the rip. Okay. Binge Banter.
I love it.
Yeah, that's the first topic. Oscars have mandated that the voters watch all the nominated movies.
Yeah, this is outrageous.
Can you believe that? They're making us watch all the movies?
What's bullshit is it hasn't been implemented before now.
I read that news. I was like, that wasn't the case beforehand.
So you can say this is the best movie and never seen it. Or say this is the worst movie and never seen it.
You know what really pisses me off? And I think part of the reason they're doing this, there was Oscar voters last year that were saying, I didn't really want to rewatch Dune 2, so we didn't watch it.
Fuck you, it was a great movie.
No, they were saying I've seen Dune. I don't want to watch Dune 2 as well. It's completely different. Bro.
Completely different.
Much better, in my opinion.
Much better.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Faster paced. The first one's great.
Yeah,
but you know that it's so great because the second one's going to be like all
it's going to hit. Yeah, for sure. And I think it breaks in such a natural place too. But
absolutely.
Coming back and he's like learning from the Fremen and all this different stuff. Dude, what a phenomenal film that got completely ignored.
Yeah,
I think it got like a special effects.
You guys have to watch it. No, we don't want to.
We don't want to watch.
Well, get the fuck out of here. I'll go hire me for the Oscars.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want me as the Oscars.
You
fucking Jack and Jill be movie of the year.
Oscars have always been a little bit, it's like I'm always watching it. I'm always there for it, but I'm always like, it's a little snooty. A, B is like, you guys are just ignoring half the movies I saw this year. So I'm like, what does it even matter? And like a lot of times it is just a popularity vote. So it doesn't even matter the consistency or the quality of the movie.
100%. I heard something. There's a streamer named Emiru. I don't know if you know of her. She was talking about, I still don't understand it. If you like it, you like it. But Astrobot won Game of the Year last year.
Yeah.
It only had like 10 million copies sold or something, a very small amount.
Yeah.
And she said they won. Sony gives a lot of money to the Game Awards.
Yep.
And she compared, even Black Myth Wukong had like 3 to 4 times the amount of copies sold.
Interesting.
Than Astrobot, but somehow Astrobot wins. You know what I mean?
It was so like unassuming too. Like Astrobot just seemed kind of like a nice little kitty.
The fact that it made nomination blew my mind, but I was like, it's not winning. definitely not winning, And then it won, and I said, "The fuck just happened?" But there's like it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Sony paid half the fucking Game Awards. Of course, they're gonna get their game as the fucking award.
Of course. Did the Game Awards do the same thing, or is it like how do you win a Game Awards? Is it like
there's a popular vote, and then there's a vote,
like a electoral college?
Yeah, kind of thing. I don't know who's behind it though. I don't know.
The Game Awards. I think the Game Awards is like its own entity.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The Jeff Keighley guy.
Yeah.
He started it. What about Predator? Got a new trailer. Did you see that?
Oh,
Predator
love that!
Badlands?
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
What was the first?
We can't be eating. This is like the year that we had all the Godzilla shit,
Yeah, dude.
But now it's with Alien and Predator.
Yep.
Because we got an Alien show, we've got a Predator movie, we've got a couple animated Predator movies coming out.
I think it's one like, is it a show or a movie? It's
the
like
Alien,
the Killer of Killers. That Predator, like
the animated one.
Thing, yeah.
I couldn't remember. I saw the trailer, but I didn't know if it was a movie or a show.
I think it's a show.
I was just fucking excited for it
because there's like a bunch of different timelines. Like it's like here's in Japan, here's in ancient Japan, here's in like a
mini series, kind of like a
what if or
yeah. I'm with that. I never even watched What If season 3.
I didn't either. I was over it in season 2. I didn't watch season 2, man.
Season 2 is bad.
But I will say this Predator, all the Predator stuff, man. We get like kind of a smaller, more like underdog looking Predator. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that? The design
I'm
of
excited.
The Predator?
People are hating on the design, but I think it helps because he's like a runt.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it makes sense that he's going to look a little deformed, look a little different.
I think part of the synopsis I'd seen was that he was sort of like an underdog, or he had been like cast out, or they were even maybe like hunting him as for sport kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Seems like there's a big beast he's got to go hunt down. Maybe it's like I got to prove myself to the other.
I'm with it, all of that,
dude. And there's some alien connection. Did you catch the Elle Fanning eye blink there?
Yes, dude.
The kind of
Did you see someone like drew a comparison? One of the aliens on the wall looked like the alien from Independence Day.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I like that.
So is all within the same universe then at that point?
I doubt it. I think people were just drawn because they do look similar. They don't look 1-to-1 the same.
It could just be like a fun reference as well.
Yeah,
I think there was
like
also
you see Yoda on the wall or like ET.
It's like ET's in like the Phantom Menace or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, did you see that the dinosaur skull on the wall on the show?
No, I missed that.
So that'd be a cool movie, or like a Killer of Killers season 2.
Yeah,
maybe fight a dinosaur, bro.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Predator Earth got a little trailer thing. Did you see that? Or not Predator Earth?
Alien
Earth.
Did it get a trailer?
It was just like a teaser. Like it just showed some shots. It was basically like an alien growing, and then it showed like some clips that looked like.
Gonna be? So is this like apocalypse level? Like, are we finally getting a zombie apocalypse, but it's with aliens? You think?
No, I don't think so.
Like, or like Don't Breathe, or Don't Breathe.
They Can't Save You or whatever. Don't save you?
The John Krasinski one.
Oh, don't say a
Quiet
word.
Place. Don't say a word. Quiet Place type thing where you're just living with aliens on the planet. Like, how do you think it's gonna go?
I think it'll be kind of like quarantined situation. I think it'll be like a camp of people. Maybe like
like a lab.
Yeah, I think we could do like a season 2 of like a couple eggs got out and now we're doing whatever. I do think so from the teaser we got, it basically looked like there was an alien. It looked like the first ship from that first movie. Mm-hmm. They showed a bunch of up close shots of it and stuff. But I think it'll be maybe like that ship, even from the first movie, like goes back to Earth or like crashes or something.
Yeah,
and that's how an alien gets out. I think it'll be one alien, and then I think at the end they'll tease out multiple aliens.
Nice. I'm excited for it either way.
Yeah, dude. Like you're saying, I think it's like the year of the Alien, the Predator franchise.
We're eating good.
And there was some, Jeff Snyder, the In Snyder, that guy. He just like does the leaks and stuff.
No, I didn't know.
He was saying that maybe in the next Alien prequel or the Alien Romulus sequel, there will be a Predator in some capacity. There'll be a Predator in some kind of role.
That'll be fun. I love when they mix them.
Yeah, I do too. I think they don't have to be like the whole movie doesn't have to be about that either. Yeah, they can just be in the same universe and we see a glimpse of another alien.
Man, Romulus was so good, dude.
Romulus was good. That was another one that got snubbed at the Oscars.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Didn't get hardly anything. It might have got like some special effects stuff or something.
Yeah. Dumb.
Anyway, so Wednesday season 2 trailer. Did you see this?
I didn't. I didn't even watch the first season.
It looks all right. I watched the first episode and was like, not for me.
Not for me.
If it's for you, the real reason I wanted to talk about this is because that came out like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was like when I first moved back up here.
So what are we doing? What are we doing, Netflix? What are we doing with this?
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is that what's her name?
Jenna Ortega was in like everything.
Hot. Yeah, she was in everything.
Yeah.
So
she's still hot.
Oh yeah, it was a scheduling issues too. Like she was doing the Scream movie, she was doing some other like side projects and stuff.
So does Netflix
and COVID? It was COVID too.
Oh,
it was
COVID
right
times.
as COVID hit.
So does Netflix need to say here's
and the
your
writer
contract?
strikes.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
So that's why it took so long.
But no, because Stranger Things came out in like 2016 or something, 2015, 2016, and like we're still not done with it, but it's like 4 seasons later.
Yeah.
The kids have all grown up and stuff.
Yeah.
This is dumb. Netflix needs to get on their ball, man. They need to make more. First of all, quit canceling your shows. Let them time to breathe.
Let them breathe for a second.
Let
You're a
them breathe.
streaming service. They're meant to be on there and be binged.
Yes.
Give it a year, you'll get resurgence of shows.
100% will. 100% you will. And I think another thing is too, like, contract the actors and whoever's working on the show, contract them to only work on that show for like a set amount of years, so she doesn't have to like go off.
You're not going to get the same people.
You probably won't, but then we get the stuff put out earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of me is just, and again, maybe it's because they're just overextending. I guess it is.
Yeah.
But like, is Wednesday going to be 50 by the time we get to the end of the show? You know,
I never really liked Wednesday that much, just because like we're watching an entire show of basically like a Grinch type character, and that's going to get old. You know what I mean?
I don't love the Addams Family in general. They've got
Never
their
really
moments.
cared for him that much, honestly.
They've got their moments, but like the old show was like very hokey and kind of kooky.
I always like the monsters more.
Monsters.
Yeah, I like them. That was funny.
Going back and revisiting them, I think I like the Addams Family more because it's better written. But the Monsters had like all the fun prosthetics and fun characters and stuff.
Just more goofy.
More goofy. Have you ever liked the Addams Family? Like the
Not
like the
really.
90s movies?
I've got into the hype, right? Because everyone likes the Addams Family, right? It's just
to a degree.
household. So I thought, I like the Addams Family, you know. And then every time I'd watch an Addams Family thing, I was just like, what? What's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was like the big movie in the early 2000s. I watched it and I was just like, you know.
There was two. There was Addams Family and Addams Family Values.
I think I watched the Addams Family.
Yeah.
But I heard the animated one was really good.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did an animated thing.
Yeah, I never watched it. By that point, I'd realized I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I was like, not really. And then they were like, no, you got to watch Wednesday. I was like, I don't.
I don't know. When I saw a bunch of kids doing that little TikTok dance of like, she was kind of like,
yeah, dude.
I was like, this is not for me. And I watched the first episode. It's fine. Like it's the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it typecasted Jenna Ortega.
Yeah,
she's like the same in everything she's in now.
She was already. They had found her. That's a Tim Burton produced thing, by the way. Wednesday, which I think is weird. That
but I mean, Wednesday is the same. Jenna Ortega is Wednesday in the Wednesday show, but then she's the same person in the new Beetlejuice. You know,
Death of Unicorn, very similar.
Yes, just this dowery, sour kid. You know.
Yeah, I think she's got, she knows her role, and typecast is the perfect word for it. Like she knows she's getting work right now, so she's just like, fuck it, give me all the work I can take. You know what I mean?
You like that? Okay, I'll be sour.
I'll be moody, protesting teenager for the rest of my career. I don't care. Even though she's like 50 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, not really a big fan of it.
But Netflix needs to change something, right? Like,
which we can talk about because this is a perfect segue into that.
Perfect segue. Co-CEO, basically he's like a big boss at Netflix. He says, Ted Sarandos, he says basically, he was talking to Deadline, I think. He goes, movie theaters are an outdated idea for most people. And he said that Netflix is actually saving Hollywood. He says, what is the consumer trying to tell us? That they'd like to watch movies at home?
Except we tried that, and nobody fucking liked it. Because there was 2 years where they put all the fucking movies on streaming instead of going to the movies, and people were fucking pissed about it.
HBO was like, here's your movie right away, and like it lost them how much money? They're still in debt from it,
to where now, every time you go and see a movie or a trailer at the movie theaters, it literally says, premiering exclusively in movie theaters. They still haven't recovered from that.
See it only in theaters.
People love going to the movies. What they hate is the outstanding, outrageous prices now of going to the movies.
If they made the tickets $10, even $10, I would probably go like twice as often.
But now it's like $15 to $20, and then you want a drink and popcorn.
Yeah,
you're running $50 to $60 now for two people to go to the movie theaters. It's ridiculous. People love going to the movie theaters. People don't want to stay at home all day long watching. There's an audience there.
Yeah, sure.
But there's a reason why movie theaters worked for so long. People love going to the movies. It's a social thing.
I think it's also like we're seeing the co-opification of streaming as well. Like you got Disney doing like all their Marvel shows at home. They're doing the Star Wars shows, whatever. So like maybe that's just where those franchises can live on streaming.
But when I want to watch a movie, I want to go to the movie theaters.
Yeah. Okay. And another thing too, like movies are much better on big screens.
Absolutely.
It's no contest. Yeah. Like watching a new release at home sucks.
Imagine watching the moments on Endgame, seeing Captain America pick up Thor's hammer at home.
Or even like Dune, like seeing that for the first time at home. It doesn't have the same scale.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't hit the same.
I watched Ready Player One at home, and I still hate that movie.
I love Ready Player One.
Because you saw it in theaters, assumedly.
Yeah, you don't like that movie though?
I hated it. I saw it on small screen. I was like, this movie sucks. I don't even have a big screen to enjoy it on.
Damn.
It's because the plot was not good and the visuals didn't really hold me on a small screen.
The plot was good.
It wasn't good.
It was so good.
It was very trite.
You're trite. You're shut trite. Up. Another thing, too, we talk about all the time the OK Buddy Snyder cult on Reddit. Yeah. That's a little OK Buddy. You think you're the blueprint now? You know?
What do you mean?
The
Netflix
CEO,
guy?
Yeah, we're saving Hollywood. You're fucking doing shit, dog.
If anything, you're incentivizing
you're
people
bankrupting
to not go.
the American people.
Literally.
First of all, no password sharing.
How much is it?
$20 fucking dollars a month now.
And they're just they're setting the standard for like everything else.
Yeah.
You're doing ads. We're doing $15 a month, $20 a month.
I'll tell you this. What is the consumer trying to tell us? Quit being a fucking cheap ass. Okay? Because 10 years ago you said love and caring is sharing your Netflix password.
Yeah.
Where's that fucking motto at?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Here's another thing too, right? It's not sustainable.
No.
By you raising your prices every single year and putting in ads and stuff, it shows me, the consumer, that your whole thing is not sustainable.
Yeah. It shows I'm going to go back to pirating. I don't endorse pirating on this channel. But I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I think what really sticks in my brain here is like every company keeps raising their prices. Mm-hmm. And it may be inflation, maybe. But like at the same time, if your model's not working, you're not making money. Mm-hmm. And what makes money is people going to the theaters.
Yeah.
That's where you make your most money. Mm-hmm. And we've even got good examples of how that's kind of coming back. People are kind of done with, not really done with streaming. People are still doing streaming stuff because
they're done with it because you keep raising your prices. You're actively pushing your consumers out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So, and you get stuff like that's not even like all the Marvel shows we're going to talk about later.
They suck.
They're not very good.
No,
not very engaging. I mean, there's a couple standouts, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, I can take them or leave them. Like I haven't watched the last couple.
Yeah, I've watched them.
Yeah,
watched them all. Regretted half of them.
Star Wars though, you haven't picked up on the Star Wars shows. You actually stopped watching a whole franchise because of Disney Plus's new shows and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
So there you go. I mean, that's part of it. You're running your franchises. You're beating the what is it? Beating a dead horse so hard that you're actually alienating your viewers.
Yeah, which I don't think Star Wars is the best. Because their fucking fans have always been cutthroat and nasty since the 70s, dude.
Yeah, even like Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, one of the worst fan bases.
Generally,
it's got to be the Star Wars fan base. They are so nasty and toxic sometimes.
But you know what, streamers? Maybe not saving Hollywood. Maybe
killing Hollywood. Actually,
maybe writer directors are saving Hollywood. Maybe yeah.
Maybe the death of Hollywood isn't bad. We can talk about that and not to bring it up too much, but like a lot of people say, Hollywood's out of touch now. They're like, oh, the people want this, and most people are like, no, we don't. You know what I mean? But then
they always learn the wrong lesson.
Yes.
Like there was a story this week. I skipped over it, but there was a story this week. Toys R Us is getting a movie.
Yeah.
Because the name Toys R Us. Mm-hmm. It's like Barbie. They saw Barbie and how nice it was, and how it was that was again writer director film. Mm-hmm. It was made by Greta Gerwig, and that was like her movie. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like it wasn't like how you would make a Barbie movie typically. It was like a fun, kind of interesting way to do it. But the lesson that they learned is that, toy movies are what we're doing now. So we're making Rock'em Sock'em Robots toy movie. We're making...
That sounds fun.
I mean, there's a ton of stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, Hasbro basically is like, here's all the movies and stuff. Like, He-Man was one. That was like an original property from the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was a toy line that they made a show about and stuff. I think they just learned the wrong lesson. Like, Hollywood's like, okay, we're chasing a trend here. Mm-hmm. It's capitalism. You're
chasing the wrong trend.
It's just capitalism. Yeah. It's like, the Barbie movie did good, so obviously He-Man's going to do good.
No,
that's not what we like. A movie that has a vision and has like a story.
Yeah, we like
that
a
was
good
written
movie.
by one person.
Yeah,
not like a whole studio writing a movie. We hate that, bro.
Can't stand it.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I completely disagree with everything that guy stands for.
But to pivot off of that, Sinners
Fire him.
is fucking great.
Sinners is phenomenal. Great. Yeah.
It actually made $45 million in the second weekend.
That's insane, especially for a horror movie.
I know, yeah. So it's only a 6% drop, which is like unheard of for horror stuff.
Yeah.
Normally you get like with just like, in like an MCU movie, you get like a 50% drop.
Watch Hollywood be like, people like black people? Let's make another black people thing.
No,
it's Ryan Coogler.
I think the message is vampires. I think Nosferatu did fine. I think Sinners is doing fine. I think vampires are back.
Vampires have never left.
Yeah. I mean, they're here.
They left for Twilight.
they were there for Twilight, bro. That was really another message that they didn't learn. They were like, people like Twilight for some reason. Let's make Red Riding Hood and let's make all these shitty like fantasy romance movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sinners though, this is deserved, right? Like this is a
great.
This is a good thing.
It's cinema. Peak.
I think people are going back and seeing it. I've seen people on TikTok.
I can go watch it again. If you said, hey, let's go. Because we're going to watch Thunderbolts this week, I think, right?
Yeah, this week, yep.
Yeah. Let's Let's go watch Sinners instead. Fuck it.
A bunch of stuff in theaters I want to see. This movie called Legend of Ochi. It's like this kind of very practical puppet movie.
Oh, yeah. I saw trailers for that. Or posters for it in the movie. Something like that.
It looks interesting. It's another like A24 kind of independent movie, but it's got like what's Willem Dafoe's in it, like Finn Wolfhard, all the typical A24 standards,
I love Willem Dafoe, dude.
Anything he's in, I'm not tired of him yet. He's
Never
like
will be.
He's like the Jack Black for good movies. He's in like all the good stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's mean.
Jack Black used to be in all the good movies.
Used to.
Yeah,
poor Jack Black.
At one point, he was a stud.
Yeah.
Remember that movie? What was it called?
Shallow Hal.
Was that what it's called?
Where he like sees the fat ladies.
Yeah, it's like Gwyneth Paltrow in there. That's crazy.
They're like,
what a fucking cast.
They're like, what actor can we pick that'll be like the hot guy that everyone is attracted to and loves? Jack Black.
Never in a million years would I've guessed that.
But I guess there's an element of that where like he's only attracted to the hot girls, even though he's a little schlubby.
Yeah, he's an incel.
he's kind of an incel, bro.
No, Sinners, phenomenal. It deserves all its flowers. It deserves every award you can give it.
Yeah.
It's really early. I'm calling it movie of the year right now, but there's going to be other movies coming out. So, and could we see potentially? We got 3 banger superhero movies coming out. Could we potentially see a superhero movie of the year at the Oscars?
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I think there might be some recognition for Fantastic Four and Superman, like for the visual and special effects and stuff. I don't. They just don't like doing. They don't like nominating.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Although they're kind of pushing Thunderbolts as like being their A24 movie, like their, kind of action. But like again, it's an action movie. I don't see action movies making it either.
Barring those 3, I think Sinners takes it.
Yeah, I think it'll get nominated for movie of the year now. After it got so much kind of like support and groundswell.
It better be, because I can't think of any other movie that's like on the level that the Oscars will deem it worthy of movie of the year. Yeah. And also be something I genuinely enjoy. This
could be a big year for Sinners. That's my campaign early. Yeah. I'm saying Sinners. Although when I said last week I predicted that it wouldn't get anything. Yeah. I predicted it would get kind of snubbed, but now that they're
keeping the hype.
They're keeping the hype and they're making tons of money. I think it's unavoidable.
Absolutely.
If it doesn't get some kind of Oscar nom, I think it'll get backlash, like heavy backlash.
Which they don't care about the backlash. They get backlash every year for their choices.
That's so true. Also, hashtag Oscars so white. Remember that?
No.
There was like a big thing about like black people never get nominated. So I think like Oscars have been kind of making efforts to nominate more black stuff.
Like, we like black stuff. Look, we love that.
We love this one thing, Yeah, we got this one guy nominated. It's always like there's like 1 or 2 black people in nominations now. Yeah. Which is good, but it's always like you kind of feel a little cynical about
it. Like, why are you doing that? Huh? Why is that? Do you believe that? I never even watched the movie. Now you will.
Yeah. So it's Thunderbolts. Let's switch to that. How do we think? First of all, I think movies are back. I think theaters are back. I think the theater experience is back. I think people are going to go start seeing movies, especially if there's good word of mouth. Mm-hmm. And Marvel has always been a good like tentpole collector. Yeah, always been like, okay, let's get all the people in for our movie. Yeah. And this movie's been kind of a long time coming. They've been teasing this one, the past several movies like Black Widow for sure. Like Hawkeye kind of had this teaser.
That lady being like the Nick Fury.
Yes, she's sort of like the Amanda Waller almost of this universe. Yeah. I don't know the comics. I don't think the team was originally this. I think the team was like...
What was the asterisk for again?
They haven't said.
Oh, we still don't know.
Yeah. That can be one of our predictions. Like, what do you think the asterisk is supposed to mean?
It could be like none of the people were harmed in the making of this team or something like that.
Maybe. There's like Thunderbolts, like asterisk.
Why are they called the Thunderbolts?
Well, okay, so the Thunderbolts in the comics.
Thunderbolt Ross probably founded them.
I don't think so. I think the first Thunderbolts team was Zemo's team that was like, we're reformed villains, but they're not really reformed. Oh. And then I think Thunderbolt Ross got them. He like went to the Raft and was like, where are all the villains I can kind of rehabilitate? Yeah. Because I think he was at the Red Hulk at this time.
The Raft is terrifying because like, it's just this big prison on the ocean, dude.
Oh, it's terrifying for the people in it.
Yeah. I thought you meant like,
thing. I mean, to be underneath the water is crazy, bro. But no, like it was, Juggernaut was part of the team.
They sent Jessica Jones' sister to the Raft.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Who's in the Raft right now? It's like President Ross, the leader, and her basically. Yeah. Is anyone else still in there? Maybe like did the Abomination get out in She-Hulk?
Yeah, he's not in there anymore. Oh, I don't think he was in the Raft to begin. Actually,
didn't Wong like break him out of the Raft or something?
Oh yeah, maybe. But like he wasn't in the Raft when she's talking to him and stuff.
Yeah, he was somewhere else, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, I do think this will be a good one. I think predictions-wise, I think Taskmaster dies in the first 5 minutes when they see Sentry / Void. Yeah, good.
Bob.
Bob. I think he's going to kill her kind of right off the bat, and we're going to see what the powers are like. Mm-hmm. Probably a good. I mean, we'll do the top 10.
Yeah, because we don't see her in any promotional stuff.
No,
we see her one time.
She's in the posters and all that, but like she didn't attend the premiere.
Yeah.
Like,
she's mad.
I think they're just like, yeah, we're getting rid of your Marvel character.
Yeah, sorry.
Even though they did her dirty in the first place. We'll talk about it more later, obviously. What else are you expecting from this movie? Kind of good action, good
action, some good heart. Honestly, I don't want to say it, but I think it's just gonna be a Guardians of the Galaxy type thing, Suicide Squad. Type
it feels
thing,
a little bit like that. You know,
people like it, but are we kind of treading the ground of like we're getting too many? You know what I mean?
Can we do another group movie that's not just them
ragtag group of friends?
Yeah.
You know,
and also too, I hate that Marvel makes these like group movies like the Avengers and whatever, and like they don't stay that way. It's always like in Avengers 2 wasn't like Iron Man like I think from Avengers 1 to Avengers 2 was the only time we ever got like the same team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then after Avengers 2, like every team up movie they like disband by the end of it, or they're not part of it.
Because at the end of Avengers 2, Iron Man was even saying like, I think I'm done.
I'm retiring, and then he comes back in Civil War, but he's like kind of reluctantly coming back. You know? It's not like, oh yeah, I'm an Avenger again. Like it was like, okay, well I guess we exploded that building, so here I am to get everyone back in line. Also, they keep adding new members. I'm cool with that, but like keep the whole cast if you're going to do a whole
start cycling
movie.
like the Transformers do.
Yeah, that shit exactly. Gets annoying. It does get annoying.
The X-Men do the same thing because they want to just add, we've got this mutant now. We got this mutant now. Stop it. Bad.
Give me a team, and they're just doing team stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we've reached that concept yet, because the Avengers movies have been made out to be this big thing. Like, it's the culmination of all the phases and stuff.
Yeah.
So we got to include a little bit of everything, you know? Mm-hmm. Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good. I think it'll be good.
No, I think it'll be awesome. I can't wait.
I do see a lot of like physical stunts and stuff. They put that little trailer out to kind of get people's interested. They showed kind of behind the scenes of some of the big stunts.
Yeah.
It looks cool that they're doing with Bucky, like he's like pulling the cars and exploding stuff. And
he's got his arm in the dishwasher.
Yeah. Did you see Sebastian Stan recently? He said the thing from Marvel Rivals. He's like armed. He goes, armed and dangerous, again.
Did he really?
It was like cut up with like footage from the movie, but he's just like the most like pale. Like,
that's awesome. He's like,
dangerous.
I don't want to do this.
He's like, I'm so sick of this press.
I will say, I feel like he's been nerfed, because when we saw him in Civil War, dude, he was an absolute unit.
Yeah.
When he was running, dude, his shoulders were huge. I couldn't get over his shoulders.
I will say too, like he's been in since the phase 1. Like he's one of the characters that's persisted all the way up until this phase.
That is true, actually.
Like he was in Cap 1 up until Thunderbolts. Like he's been in it the whole time.
Yeah.
And the same actor too. Like,
yeah.
Like Rhodey was in that as well. But he was in phase 1 because Iron Man 2 was still in phase 1. Mm-hmm. Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Bucky, he's been in every phase. Like he was in all the movies and all the Avengers stuff, and then he was in all the Avengers stuff, but he was at least mentioned.
Of them.
Yeah. But then you get like, TV show era. He was in that. He was Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now he's like in the big team up movie for whatever.
Yeah, great actor. Love him.
Do you see this being a lot of good reviews and stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm more excited because you're finally gonna go watch a movie with me again.
I saw a movie with you last weekend.
Marvel movies. You ain't watched a Marvel with me in like a freaking long time, dude.
Really, the only ones I've missed are Thor: Love and Thunder, Ant-Man: Quantumania, and the Marvels. That's 3 I've missed so far, and Captain America. That's 4.
Yeah, it sucks. It's mean.
You fucking asshole.
It's mean. Go watch some movies.
With me. I don't want to see shitty movies.
Be my friend, dude.
I want to spend $20 watching Ant-Man suck himself off.
We go on Tuesdays. They're cheaper. They're half off.
Well, I mean, for this podcast, we'll have to go every single time now.
Yeah,
like the opening weekend, bro. The top 10 worst MCU villains. This is the main. Boo. It should be noted, the quality of the villain does not necessarily represent the quality of the project. Sometimes bad villains are in good movies, and sometimes bad shows have okay villains that we didn't feel like we're going to make it here. Like, we don't necessarily love Thor, Love and Thunder, but we do kind of like Gore the God Butcher.
Oh, we don't kind of like him. I fucking love him.
Even like
Christian
Ultron.
Bale acted his heart out.
I know some people are off on Ultron. I actually really like the MCU
I really
Ultron,
like Ultron
too.
a lot, too. Yeah.
Number 10, starting off, another founding Thunderbolts, Ghost.
Sucks.
Listen, she's like, I think in the comics, like Ghost is like an Iron Man villain. It's like why do we even let's just
Yeah.
Her dad was Egghead, I think, supposed to be Egghead.
Egghead.
The Ant-Man, classic Ant-Man villain, Egghead.
Love him.
But
He's cool. I don't know anything about him.
But he's just like a nerdy scientist guy. But he had his daughter named Ghost, and I think the powers are the same, but like the character's different. One of those things. It was kind of like a combination character.
Stupid.
It was boring. Like I don't know her name. I don't remember much about her.
I feel bad for that actress because she was also the new Tomb Raider.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that movie didn't do well either. I enjoyed it.
Okay,
but that's
a lot of Marvel stuff is just like, well, come and be this character. Here's like a good actor.
A lot of people will grab a Marvel movie thinking it's going to shoot them up, but not so much anymore. Even
like the villains of like, I mean, even past villains, like they don't do that much, or they get killed off in that one movie. It just sucks. But at least they did keep. This is one of the first ones they've just kept alive. Besides, I guess Loki. Even though Loki did die a couple times.
You could have picked anyone to keep alive.
She wasn't really like a vicious villain though. She was kind of just trying to save herself and all that. Yeah,
because she was like fading and shit.
I mean, it was a fun idea, more
poor
so
execution.
It was. I think the Ant-Man movies have kind of like the last two, especially, have kind of suffered from like just we'll rush them out, we'll get them out
because they try to be smart and good with the technology and stuff in the first one, and then they just throw that out the window in the next two. Even in the first one, though, he's got that tank on a keychain.
Yeah,
and he's like, no, they still retain the same weight, dude. You're carrying a tank. Because they're like, oh, you'll hurt people when you punch them because it's your full weight. You're just condensed. You know what I mean? And then by the second one, they shrink a fucking building.
Yeah.
And he pulls it like a suitcase.
I'm fine with him doing that stuff, but don't say it has the same mass.
Yeah.
Because and then like they say, oh, the way we shrink is, I think, which is like real hypothetical science, or whatever. Theoretical science. You just shrink the spaces between your atoms.
Yeah.
But like he goes into the quantum realm, which is like in between the atoms.
Yeah.
So how does your atoms? It
doesn't make sense. Don't try to science it if you're going to throw the science out the window literally 2 seconds later.
But Ghost as a villain is just boring and forgettable. Yeah. So maybe at least like she'll probably get some new life in the Thunderbolts. She'll probably end up as one of our favorite characters. Who knows?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I'm excited for them to at least get some retribution, some like something extra to the character.
Yeah. Number 9 is The Leader. Maybe some recency bias, but he fucking sucks.
That movie was like, I mean, I enjoyed Captain America in that, but like that's about the only element I liked. Mm-hmm. The Leader was like one of those villains where they just wanted to say, they wanted to feel smarter than it was.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, he's got all these probabilities and he's Mr. Probability Man. Like, there was only a 42% chance you'd come back here. Yeah. I hate that, bro.
So stupid.
How do you know that? Who cares?
It's annoying because he feels like a plot furtherer. You know what I mean? A movie series furtherer. Yeah. I get it. You have a whole universe you have to keep in motion, but can we focus on these movies just a little bit more? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we had that issue after Phase 2 with Ultron and stuff. We had where you guys were kind of steering away from that to try and set up all these things, and you said, oh, we got to come back to the characters and the movies. You know what I mean? We're starting to veer again.
It stinks that they brought him back from so long ago.
Yeah.
It felt like they should have followed up in the second Hulk movie.
Almost 20 years later.
Literally. They should have followed up with him on the second Hulk movie, but then like there wasn't a second Hulk movie.
Yeah. It was the early stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should have at least tried a second one. I don't like once you get his introduction out of the way, you can go a million places with Hulk, and they just haven't done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 8, we have the mechanized organism designed only for killing. Has nothing to do with his counterpart in the comics.
No, absolutely not.
Like a genetic experiment that was, meant to communicate with machines, and then he becomes like a self-aware. I think he was called MODOK, mechanized organism designed only for computing, and then he started getting evil, and he's like, I'm only for killing now.
Oh.
Then he like took over AIM, the company that created him.
Yeah.
I genuinely like him. I think he's kind of like a body horror character. Like he's got a big face. He's a little goofy, but like if you take that character seriously, he is, crazy. Like it's, and Ant-Man and the Wasp basically just said, well, he's a goofy looking character, so he's funny now.
Don't be a dick.
Okay. That's his whole character development is don't be a dick.
Look at me. I'm a dick.
God. Also, too, that character in the comics at the very least is only there. Like he's very selfish. Like, motivated by like his own fulfillment. Like he wants to be the ruler of all the things, whatever. He's just working for Kang here. What is that?
It sucks too because I love the actor a lot, and I think he did really well as Yellow Jacket, in my opinion.
See, I think he's I think that's a boring villain. Like I don't think he adds much to that movie. Marvel has a problem of like we're just going to introduce a character that has the same exact power set as the main hero, and they're going to be better at it. But like Ironmonger was the first one, right?
Yeah.
And then Abomination, same exact thing. Mm-hmm. He just kept on going. So Ant-Man,
Captain America, Red Skull.
Yeah, exactly. To me, that's the issue with Yellow Jacket. Even though I think he's fine. Like if you're looking at it just singulated, like in one thing, it makes perfect sense for the movie.
It's kind of crazy though. Now that you're talking about that, just a side note, who has some of the best characters or villains? the Flash, Batman, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
None of them really have, besides like Flash, obviously. None of them have characters that are just them, but on the other side. You know what I mean?
You can maybe say like Two-Face and Batman, or like Joker and Batman, but like even still, it's kind of fair and far between.
Yeah, but then when you have like Ant-Man and his biggest villain is the Wasp, and they both do the same thing, it's like it's not really original, is it? You know what I mean?
Anyway, did you know Hope Van Dyne is like actually a villain in the comics? Speaking of the Wasp,
she goes bad.
Well, so Hope Van Dyne is like an alternate future daughter of Hank Pym, who comes back in time and tries to like defeat Scott Lang for some reason. But in the movies, they got rid of Janet Van Dyne, who's the original Wasp in the comics, and so Hope is just now the Wasp now, which I don't think anyone really has a problem with. But it's just interesting to note that she started out as a villain too, like in the comics.
Yeah, that's weird. Number 7, we have Dreykov from the Black Widow.
Yeah. I think he was sort of a response to real life events where CEOs were taking advantage of people and stuff.
I think it's a problem too. This suffers from both a bad movie and a bad villain.
Yeah.
Black Widow wasn't a very compelling movie.
No.
She'd already died in the main continuity, so it was hard just to watch a prequel knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Not very compelling events happening in the movie. It really waters down Black Widow because it becomes like, oh, it's a whole academy of us.
A ton of Black Widows now.
Yeah. So like we're all Black Widows, and it's like, it takes away from the one Black Widow. Now we've got it even in the new Captain America. It's like, oh, she was a widow. And it's like, that's just how you... Any badass woman in the Marvel now that's just hand-to-hand combat, oh, I was ex-widow.
I don't mind that idea, I guess, so much. I just mind, like, the naming convention of it. Like, they're all Black Widows. Why can't it just be she's the Black Widow?
Yeah, they could all be different spiders.
Yeah, or just call it, like, the Spider Program or something. Like, it doesn't have to be Black Widow, like, ex-widow. It sounds so stupid.
Yeah. So the movie itself kind of struggled, and then the villain was just like you have to put a villain that doesn't make a big splash in the universe because it's a prequel, and it won't line up with the rest of the movies.
He had this weird like floating fortress in the clouds, but he seemed like he was just some kind of Russian mobster. So like you're already like there's a miscommunication between is he supposed to be like a Russian mobster kind of guy, or is he supposed to be like an elite supervillain with like a floating fortress kind of thing? Like, is he Hydra level?
He's controlling all the widows.
Yeah,
with pheromones.
That's the pheromone thing. That sucks. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't like pheromones being a controlling agent. I think that's so stupid. Also, like they didn't introduce him until like the last half of the movie, or not even half, like last third of the movie, because you get Taskmaster most of the time running around, and then you get Dreykov at the very, very end of it.
Yeah,
it sucked.
Number
6 is what I think most people have at number 1, or at least they did a couple years ago. Malekith, the Dark Elf from Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah. So I've asked you like 4 times, who's Malekith? Because there's a Malekith in Elden Ring. Oh. One of the coolest bosses you fight.
Nice. In the movie, he's a dark elf. Like in the comics, he was supposed to be like this kind of trickster guy. Mm-hmm. Like he was more of like an elf. What is his motivation? Do you remember anything about Thor 2?
Just that he was... Okay, so the motivation of the Dark Elves was they were on a crusade to take over the 9 realms.
Like they wanted to plunge the world back into darkness or something.
Odin stopped them by taking the ether, which was like the source of their power kind of thing.
It's just like, I don't know, it's just...
It made sense, but it wasn't good.
It's just boring. I don't know. Like, can we do something different with the Thor villain? Because Thor's like, at that point in time too, he was our connection to like Cosmic Marvel. This is like before Guardians 2, or before Guardians 1 at least.
Mm-hmm. And the only good parts about that were Loki's scenes, the death of his mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nothing about the Dark Elves. And then number 5 on the list are the Skrulls from Secret Invasion. What a shitty show. It was a terrible show. The main leader of the Skrull, the whole basis is the Skrulls want to basically live on Earth, but they want to be like out and about, and they want to take over Earth. So they've infiltrated, like Rhodey hasn't been Rhodey since like Civil War, which takes a lot of the
takes everything away from like the end of Endgame.
Yeah, like the death of Tony and stuff like that. It wasn't him. It's just so many things wrong with that, and it's supposed to be a great show because it's Nick Fury. You know what I mean?
We kind of been wanting like different genre pieces in the MCU. There was like this big groundswell for like, can we do a Nick Fury movie where he's like a secret agent? Can we have something? Because like we love all of the scenes in the Winter Soldier and all that, like where he's cutting through the bottom of the ground and like going through things. Like that's so cool.
It's stuff that the show should have been able to do.
Yeah,
right? Expand on that, but they sucked.
Yeah,
like they sucked so bad.
I think we'll kind of get into this a little bit later, but like I think just anything stemming from Captain Marvel is just
terrible.
It's bad. Like all the Skrull stuff was mishandled, I think.
Yeah,
and we've had these characters for however long, and we've introduced that they've been on Earth since the 90s, but this culmination of it was just not well handled.
And then it all culminates to a fight where they become the Super Skrull, and it's the most CGI'd worst fight I've ever seen.
There was a point there where like it was maybe a couple shows after WandaVision, I don't remember, but like WandaVision got a bunch of hate for having that kind of crazy MCU level last battle, like big magic fighting in the sky.
I feel like you hated it. I don't know.
No, it got some.
Oh well, I didn't hate it.
That was the general opinion.
I thought it was a good payoff for the end.
I think the type of show it didn't need that big CGI ending. Same thing probably with Secret Invasion, where
I think it needed it just because it's like Wanda coming into her own as the witch. Because there was that whole like back story stuff happening in that final episode too.
Yeah, again, it didn't work for me.
Yeah,
I can understand why you would probably like it, but like then again, it's not that kind of show. This is like a secret agent show, so like, and we've got like this big CGI kind of monster fight at the end.
Oh my god! And like she turned her arm into a Hulk arm,
It was like Drax's arm too, and it was like a horrible looking Drax. Yeah. Like he had the tattoos and everything on there. It just looked bad. I don't know. Man.
It wasn't good.
It sucks too. Emilia Clarke is a good actress, but she just gets put in the worst stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think she was good in Solo, right?
Solo bombed, but she was good in Solo. Also, like she was good in that Terminator movie she was in, but that bombed too.
Yeah, the Terminators haven't been good for a while.
Yeah.
The last one I watched was Genesis.
Not great.
Not good at all. I didn't even understand because I'd only seen like the first Terminator movie. So I was like, I don't even know what's going on here. Which I think Terminator 2 was like the best one.
Terminator 2 is considered the best one.
I think Salvation was when it first started falling.
Yeah. Well, even 3. Like 3 is just 2 again, but with a lady.
Oh, really?
I mean? Yeah. Like the bad Terminator is a girl this time.
So dang, so only the first 2 Terminators are good.
There's good part. I like Salvation enough.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's not terrible.
It's more warlike, though.
It's definitely more. I think they could have went further with what it was. Anyway, Skrulls are bad.
Yeah, Skrulls
Skrulls are done, right? Like, no more Skrull stuff? Is there any more Skrull stuff coming?
I don't know.
Captain Marvel 2, the Marvels had some Skrull stuff, I think, right?
No, it was all Kree.
It was a little bit of Skrulls, I thought.
No Skrull.
I don't remember. Anyway.
Because the Kree are mad because she fucking destroyed their planet accidentally.
Oh, the Kree did?
Yeah. Isn't she part of the Kree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 4, Dar-Benn from the Marvels. She was just like the new. You never even
watched that movie, did you?
I did. I saw it.
Oh, okay.
She was like the new Ronan the Accuser, which almost made the list for how boring he was.
Yeah, but great movie.
It's a great movie. He's a boring villain.
Dance off, dude. Come on.
He didn't, Okay. No, I think that's part of the problem. The next problem is that like she just her motivations were not very good.
Mm-mm.
She wanted to like destroy the little hexagonal time like jump portal thingies, right?
No.
What was her deal?
She was taking resources from different planets and bringing it back to her planet.
Like Spaceballs.
Yeah, so she was taking like the atmosphere from one, the ocean from a different one, a sun from a different planet.
What was the idea about like there was like jump portals? Something was with the jump. Was that like the bangles? Were the jump?
The bangles were like a teleportation device when you put them together.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She was just she's boring, right?
Yeah, she was just one-dimensional.
Yeah.
She had one cause, which sometimes one-dimensional isn't bad.
If it's like a dinosaur, they can have one. It can have one dimension.
I've always argued that sometimes the villains don't need more than one dimension, like being evil just to be evil. Like,
sure.
Why are you doing that? I fucking want to, and I'm a bad guy.
It's the Joker, right? Like everyone loves the Joker, and he's only got.
She just wasn't compelling. She made a lot of mistakes that I feel like a villain shouldn't make. She wasn't good.
Yeah. It's hard to watch. It's not intriguing. I think they wanted you to like the main 3 characters in that, and they kind of did something.
I just like Kamala. I hated the other 2.
I think they just, like, again...
There's literally a scene where Nick Fury goes, you need to fly and catch her. She said, I don't know how to fly. He's like, you better learn.
Yeah.
And then she just flies. What?
Yeah.
It blew my mind when that happened. There was a cool fight scene with...
Like where they're like switching powers and stuff.
Yeah,
at
the house, not the end one. But
I didn't mind the end one. I think if I'm remembering it correctly,
the end one's okay. But I really like when Kamala and Danvers are all teleporting out in and out of Kamala's house.
Oh, and they're not like in control of it.
Yeah, and they're just fighting each other as they show up.
I really liked when they figured it out and they got that fight scene together. I thought that was a fun well executed kind of fight scene. But then again, it was like all in service. Like we talk about checking out. Like I had already checked out. Like I wasn't really invested in anything anymore. After there was a 45-minute scene of them singing on some dumb alien planet.
Yeah, that was
I'm like,
so
I can't
stupid.
Take this anymore.
So stupid. At number 3, another Captain Marvel villain, Jan-Rog. Played by Jude Law. What a waste of a fucking character.
Such a waste, dude. That whole first movie.
He played Dumbledore, for crying out loud.
Maybe not the best things. Yeah, I was gonna say also a waste. That movie, that guy in that movie, it felt like it was just like, we need a man to be the villain.
Yeah. Because he even says, like, I'm so proud of you. Fight me now without your powers. Like, right now. She's like, I don't have to explain nothing to you, man.
God. I mean, listen, I get it. There's sexism in the world. I get it.
Is there?
Do we got to do it to this degree? You know what I mean?
There's sex? Gross.
What was his motivation? He was manipulating.
He was just
Captain
listening
Marvel?
to the Supreme Intelligence the whole time. He knew the backstory, but he was loyal to Supreme Intelligence, and the Supreme Intelligence was doing what was best for the Kree Empire. You know,
this is sort of the issue we're coming into. Yeah. Is like, if it's a bad movie, you got like a bad villain. It's probably not helping the movie. Like, at least for Love and Thunder, we can say,
God Butcher.
At least he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think Jude Law himself has even said stuff like, "What do you even do with a Yon-Rogg? Like, he's not like a super known villain in the comics. Yeah. He's just a Kree soldier in the comics.
I'm
like,
just a dude.
Just a dude, man." Number 2 is Taskmaster. Almost put this at number 1, but what Steven told me about a certain property coming up, I thought that deserved it a little bit more. Taskmaster in the comics is like this kind of quippy, fun. Is Anthony Masters? He's like this villain that trains goons for other like bigger guys, you know.
And he can like see anything and mimic the fighting style.
Yeah, so he can mimic like moves. Like, he knows Spider-Man's kicks. He'll even say like the shield of Cap. He'll say like the aim of Hawkeye. Like, it's cool anime moments, right?
He can't mimic Moon Knight.
No, because it's Deadpool. He can't mimic Deadpool because he's so erratic and he can like break the fourth wall and all this stuff.
No, it's also Moon Knight because I'm pretty sure it's Moon Knight because it's like
different like personalities or whatever.
Well, no, one of them doesn't care about getting hurt.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So he's like, I can't fight as Moon Knight because Moon Knight literally does not care if he gets hit first.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to live. You know what I mean? I think it's Moon Knight.
Such a fun character though, man. Like just generally, like, he's out to make money. Like, that's his motivation in life. And in the movies, it's like this dead girl that Black Widow thinks she killed, and
turns out she's just pheromone
scarred
controlled,
and
deformed.
I don't know, man.
Dreykov's daughter, I think.
It's Antonia Dreykov, I think. I looked it up. It's just underwhelming. She looks bad. She at least she's doing like the same fights. Someone on Twitter the other day was talking about how that adaptation might have been worse than the Deadpool from X-Men Origins. And I think it is worse because at least in X-Men Origins, we get that initial scene where he is doing Deadpool talking, like he's being funny. She doesn't say a single word in the whole movie. And she's also known for quipping. Like, she's like the villain version of Spider-Man, essentially. Yeah. To a lot of people, she's the villain version of Spider-Man.
And she was not that in this movie.
No.
Yeah.
And I would have loved, she was using some of the same moves, but it wasn't anything.
No, not at all. All right, and number 1 is Kevin Feige from She-Hulk. Yeah, so if you had the misfortune of watching She-Hulk, you know what I'm talking about. If you were smart enough not to watch She-Hulk, eventually she realizes the big villain is the writers and studio of Marvel. So,
no, look, I didn't watch She-Hulk. I'm completely open and honest about that. But that sounds like a funny idea, at least.
It sounds funny, poorly executed. She breaks out of like the Disney Plus menu, climbs up into like a Marvel thing where there's like back studios and stuff. Goes in there, she opens the door. Kevin Feige's not Kevin Feige. He's a robot who's using like AI and stuff to make these stories. And she's just like, no, I want this in my show. I want this in my show. You're doing this terribly, yada, yada. Kind of like girl bossing it up. Yeah. It's just not believable. It's not funny. You think it would be funny. It should be the funniest thing, you know?
It sounds funny.
Because there's a video game, the Teen Titans video game that we played as a kid. I don't know if you played it. But the Teen Titans running around going, who trashed our tower? Oh, was it you? No, we didn't do that. It's like, oh, okay, well, was it you? And then we get to the very end, we beat Slade, and he's like, I'm not even the villain. It's like, who is? And they turn around and goes, it's you. You're playing us. Why are you doing? And it breaks, and you're just like, whoa, this fucking blew my mind. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like that, but it just was so badly executed. And then at the end, she goes, I want Matt Murdock. My girlfriend will never forgive She-Hulk for how they just made him like a booty call. She hates it so much. She's like, no one messes with Matt Murdock like that. He just falls out of a tree, and he's like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but hey, you know, what's up?
The implication of him being there, because like, he meets all the Hulks and everything, and it's like, he's just like, never calls her again. Yeah. He just leaves and never talks to her again. Yeah. It's like one cookout later, and he's just not ready for it, you know?
Yeah. Stupid. It's so stupid. Kevin Feige as a robot should have been the funniest thing on the fucking planet, but...
Fumbled, huh?
Fumbled. That whole show was fumbled. Yeah. Everything about her should have been funny, but it just wasn't. It was exhausting.
I keep hearing stuff about it. I'm like, that sounds so bad that it's funny, but like, it's trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it eventually.
I need you to. But yeah, that's number 1 for me.
So that's our top 10 list of worst MCU villains. What do you think about that, guys? Do you have any differing opinions.
Honorable mentions, we have Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy. We have Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3. And then we also have Ivan Vanko and Caecilius. I don't agree with the Ivan Vanko. He's Whiplash in Iron Man 2. Hopper really hates him. I really like him.
So I don't believe him. I don't know.
It just sucks.
Caecilius is boring, but Vanko, like, he's essentially the Crimson Dynamo from the comics. Like, that's his backstory.
Yeah.
Is like Iron Man messed with his dad, and he makes his own Iron Man armor and all this stuff. But he's using whips for like no particular reason. They just were like, we'll just mishmash villains. I hate when they do that.
They probably didn't want to make another Iron Man lookalike though, because they just did that in the first movie.
He is an Iron Man lookalike. I know. By the end of it,
yeah,
he makes a big Iron Man suit. Just do that from the first part if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, why isn't Aldrich Killian in a Iron Man suit? Like, he is, and then he gets blown up.
He does get blown up, yeah. But even like at least him, like he's sort of interesting. Like his power set is at least weird looking enough to be. He
breathes fire at one point. That made no sense.
Oh, he can breathe fire now.
Yeah. Oh, he breathes fire.
Who else was it? Ronan. Obviously, we talked about him. He's a little bit just boring. Like he's not really much.
Caecilius. Is Mads Mikkelsen really a good actor?
Yeah. I mean, he's not, not always in the best stuff, but he's a good actor.
Yeah. It sucks him and Jude Law,
Yeah.
Because
Emilia Clarke, talk about that too.
No, I'm talking about because of Harry Potter and Marvel.
I forgot he was even in Harry Potter.
Yeah, they made him...
he was the Johnny Depp guy.
What's his name?
Grindelwald. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, does matter.
What a terrible sequence of events for those movies.
Yeah.
It stinks that we got to put like 3 Miss Marvel or 3
pretty much
Captain
any
Marvel
characters. Yeah. Any Captain Marvel villain.
I hate that.
You're going on the list.
Was Supreme Intelligence, should that have been there too, probably?
Maybe. Honorable mention.
I don't
We'll
even
stick it up there.
It's to be like, because when you think Captain Marvel, I thought about Jude Law. I didn't remember the Supreme Intelligence at all. Maybe that's my shortcoming.
Yeah.
Anyway. Now we're on to Beyond the Binge. You've been playing a lot of Oblivion. Steven.
Yes. So there had been rumors for about a month or two now. We'd been hearing that Oblivion was going to get a remaster. With those things, you can never really tell, is it real, is it not?
Also, good or bad, like the Grand Theft Auto one, I remember being terrible. Everyone hated that.
Oh, yeah, it was phenomenal. It was awesome. It's everything you'd want. It's literally going down in history as one of the best remasters ever. But we'd been hearing about it, me and my buddy, since like February or March. We were like, no, I think it's coming. The rumor was they were going to announce it in April and drop it in May, or announce it and drop it in April. We didn't know the full context. So then it happens. They announce it, and they drop it the same day. I've put in 15, 20 hours this week on it so far already. It's so good. So they've been working on it for the past 4 years, but it wasn't Bethesda. They outsourced it to Virtuous Studios. Mm-hmm. Bethesda had like creative control and stuff to do stuff, but Virtuous rebuilt the game from the ground up. Everything about it is completely changed, but they kept a lot of it the same. Like there are still the same bugs in it because they were like, it's just iconic at this point. You know what I mean? But it doesn't crash your game to have those bugs. Yeah. If it was a game crashing bug, they got rid of it. If it's an exploit or something like level faster or do something like that, you can still do it. They were like, we want this to be a time capsule of 2005 when the game released. You
kind of keep in some of the cracks in the folds. Yes. That made it what it was.
Yeah. Like we want you to know that this was a game from a bygone era. Yeah. You know what I mean? They did streamline like leveling processes and stuff like that. It's really good to level now. It feels good. But it's so good. It's so good. And a lot of people are realizing too, like Skyrim blew open the world when it came to RPGs. It opened up so many people to a game genre that not many people were into it.
What name of what in order of release, I guess, what version is Skyrim? Like which one down is that? Like it's the 5th one, 6th one?
Yeah, it's Elder Scrolls 5.
5, okay.
So Oblivion was 4. But they were like, we need a bigger audience. So they streamlined a lot of things in Skyrim that were more in depth in Oblivion. And I think now people that are going back are saying like, Oblivion is better than Skyrim. And everyone that loved Oblivion was like, it always has been. It just suffered from...
It just looked a little silly.
It looked older. It was a lot more complicated. It had more in-depth things to it.
All the NPCs are always just saying the most out-of-pocket crap.
And it's like when people were playing Skyrim, they're like, I'm going to go play Oblivion. And they're like, whoa. Like myself, I was like, this is just too much. This is too deep of an RPG. I can't do it. But now that I'm more seasoned, more experienced...
Now the Elden Ring is like in your top 2.
Yes. It's like... Oblivion's way better than Skyrim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are things about Skyrim I did enjoy. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about Oblivion. It's so fun, man. It's so fun.
Would you have rather have had another, like a newer Skyrim or newer Elder Scrolls, or are you glad that they kind of looked back and did a remaster?
Of course, I would love just the sequel. We've been waiting since 2012 for a sequel. But this is the next best thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never, if gun to my head, I would rather the sequel.
Yeah.
But this is the best. It could have just been a port. You know what I mean? But they really took their time. But now the stakes are, people are like, okay, we want Fallout 3. We want New Vegas. You know, we want these also to be remastered in the same vein. You know what I mean? I'd even take a Skyrim remaster. Not another port. I want a remaster like you just did with this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I've been having a blast. If you guys are into Skyrim or Oblivion, it's on Game Pass, day one free. You pay for Game Pass, but the game itself is free, so you don't have to check out money. But it's also on PlayStation, PC, all that kind of stuff. It's there. Definitely go watch it, or definitely go play it, enjoy it. Catch me on stream with it. I streamed the other day with it. Might do some more streams with it. It's fun. You can sink so many hours. I've never actually beaten this game, so I'm excited to finally beat it. They've got Shimmering Isles DLC for free, which goes into some of the goofier, kooky aspects of it. So
they put all the DLC in that as well?
Mm-hmm, even the horse armor.
I
For those of you who don't know, the horse armor was the first recorded instance of a microtransaction in a video game.
So you played for your birthday stream, you played Oblivion and Expedition
33. So I was also kind of upset because Expedition 33 looked gorgeous. It's a turn-based role-playing game from an indie studio. This is their first game. It took them 4 years to do. Only 30 people worked on this game. It looks better than some AAA titles that have come out.
It is very pretty watching it.
Yeah.
So you don't like the action, what is it called? Like a turn-based kind of thing?
Yeah, it's usually called a JRPG because mostly Japanese done. But it's in the JRPG thing, but it's a turn-based action RPG. And I've never really been a turn-based guy. I haven't. I don't like it. Really, Pokemon as much as I'll dip my feet into that genre. But I saw that me and you watched the trailer. We watched it live last year on one of our live streams. And I thought it was so pretty that I was like, I hope I like it because I'm going to play this game. It just looks that good. And it's so good. The premise of the story is really good. I'm not going to spoil that. I've talked about it on the stream. You guys can go check it out too as well. But I was upset because they shadow dropped Oblivion Remaster 2 days before this game came out. And I was like, don't steal their thunder. You know, they're an indie dev. They really need this kind of thing. But everyone has been talking about it just as much as Oblivion, which I'm so thankful for because it deserves all the praise it's got. It's beautiful. The turn base is so fun and interactive. They've switched up by doing dodging and parrying in this game too. So you can get away with it with not taking damage at all in the fight. You know, with most action RPGs or with turn-based, you're going to get hit because you do your move and then you watch them do theirs.
I think Paper Mario's got that same kind of mechanic where you can like they'll shoot a thing at you and you can jump and get out of the way or something.
My buddy compared it to Paper Mario. Don't you fucking bring Mario up.
People love Paper Mario.
Yeah, because they're fucking losers.
What? Paper Mario didn't do anything to you, dude.
I hate Nintendo. I hate every Mario IP except for 64.
You like 64?
I love 64.
But you hate everything else?
It's nostalgia. I'd probably...
You hate, Galaxy and all that?
Mm-hmm.
What about, the new, Wonder?
Mm-hmm.
You hate all of that?
All of it.
That's kind of crazy.
I don't like
That's
Mario.
A hot take, I think.
I don't like Mario at all.
Hey, man.
So, but I do love Expedition 33. It's so good. There's never a dull moment. You're not waiting anymore. You're interacting even on the enemy's turns, which is so fun. It's so it's so change of pace from this genre.
Is there a lot to keep track? It seemed like you were keeping track of a lot of different things.
Each character has different. So there's one lady that you fight with, Mael. She has different stances. She has a defense and offense and a virtuous stance. Yeah. And depending on where stance you're in, if you do a move in a different stance, if you go from defense to virtuous, it does more damage. Or if you're already in offense and you do another offense, it'll do more damage kind of thing. So you kind of have to rotate stances to optimize damage. And then the sorcerer that I have, the mage class, she has lightning, fire, ice. And so as you do one of those moves, it'll build up these 4 elements on this side. And if you have the right elements and you do if you do a fire move and you have 2 ice, it'll do more damage like that. So there are things to juggle. I don't really pay attention to that right now. I kind of just do the moves that the enemy is weak to, regardless of what that is. But as I get deeper into the game, I'll probably understand the mechanics more to play with it. But, it's so much fun. It's just so fun.
So would you consider playing a different JRPG style thing after this, or it has to look like this?
I think the main reason I love it so much is the aesthetics. I really do. Because you guys were saying, it's very much like Persona. I think you'd like Persona. I'm sure I would like Persona. I don't like the art style for Persona. I just really don't.
So you don't like anime is what you're telling me.
Oh, I love anime.
You don't like playing anime games?
Anime games are hit or miss for me, really. I want to play Code Vein. It's like a Souls-like. I just haven't gotten close to it yet because Kazan, the first Berserker Kazan, moves like an anime game.
Yeah.
Like the movements and stuff are very much like hacking slash kind of thing. So I like anime stuff, but it's also like it can be too over the top for me as well. You know what I mean?
I think Castlevania is a good example of something that had like a European art style at the beginning, made by Japanese developers, Konami. But then like they over time animeified it,
Yeah.
and it kind of lost some of the sauce that it had built up. You know, so I'm glad that like Smash and all that has kind of made Simon and Richter kind of more European inspired rather than the anime style.
Yeah. The anime on Netflix though is really good.
So vampires, man, that's a good topic.
It's a good segue right there. I like that.
I watched Nosferatu.
About time, dude. I'm so glad you found it. I saw that on the list. I said, I can't wait to talk about this. I'm so excited.
It's so good. It's like ethereal. It's like dreamlike in certain ways. Like the way that Orlok by the way, Bill Skarsgård as Orlok is like transformed.
Yeah.
It's like a dead rotting corpse from the whole movie.
Before I want to ask you, because you asked me what my thoughts were when I first left the movie theater, and I said scared, confused, and horny. Like, are those good takeaways from it by the end of it?
I think so. It is very like there's a big sexual element to it, and first Nosferatu, he looks like a freak. He's the guy from SpongeBob.
It's a silent movie too.
Silent movie. It's like a German expressionist kind of movie. Weird little angles, and it's kind of where like Tim Burton gets his style from, like this kind of ancient film. Not ancient, but in modern sense, it's kind of ancient filmmaking.
It's over 100 years old.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of that left over. Like in the very, I guess, spoilers for Nosferatu if you haven't seen it. It came out last year. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Peacock, I think. I think so. I watched it on Peacock. Yeah. Extended
it's partly
cut.
in black and white.
There's some of it, yeah, just to kind of elevate some elements of it, yeah. Like the very end where it's like just you see his shadows going through. That was a big part of the original.
Yes.
Like just seeing his shadows, and even like he kind of does his shadow over the doorknob and the door opens.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. Visually, it's a gorgeous movie.
Yeah.
Everything about it is just like the music and the visuals of this movie are just like top notch.
Well, color graded. Everything's cold and just dark and just.
You throw Willem Dafoe in there, and they're all talking from the timepiece.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel forced. Like the acting is so good, it doesn't feel forced. It feels natural.
And you understand what they're saying by intentions, and just like you're kind of picking up on what they're saying, even though they are speaking in like an ancient tongue. Like
star-studded cast.
Yeah, Nicholas Holt's always good. Lily Rose Depp, I hadn't seen her much, but she was good in this.
Yeah, Des had watched her in a show with The Weeknd on it, and she knew it was Lily Rose Depp. She goes, I'd recognize those tits anywhere, because she's apparently one that just doesn't shy away from being topless in anything.
Sure, yeah, why not?
We've also got Craven in there.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he did really good. He's often overlooked because of he's just like
he's got some bad roles, but I think he's a really good actor.
Yeah, agreed. Someone on Twitter was talking about Michael B. Jordan, and they said he had pretty privilege. Like I think they were just saying like Sinners did really good, so we're gonna humble him a little bit, kind of thing, like contrarian type deal. Because no one, if you watch Sinners, I don't think anyone has any problem with Michael B. Jordan's acting.
No, not at all.
To say he's a bad actor is crazy.
Yeah, because Aaron Taylor Johnson, we see him in Bullet Train, really acting his heart out.
Yeah, he's in a ton of. I mean, he's a really good actor, but he's again like very pretty man. Like, does he have pretty privilege? You know,
yeah.
Like, it's so stupid hearing that. Like Michael B. Jordan and by virtue Aaron Taylor Johnson are just good actors. They can also be attractive.
Yeah.
It's fine. You know.
Yeah. No, but yeah, he was in there. We had Willem Dafoe. We had Bill Skarsgård.
The real star of the show are all the rats. There's so many damn rats in this movie, and they're all plagued, and they're all just like getting off of ships.
I thought it was the other guy, the little guy.
Which little guy?
That worshipped like Nosferatu.
Like the Renfield style character.
Yeah, he was so crazy. Dude.
He was like, he showed up naked, just like scrawling things in his blood.
Dude, he's like eating rats and pigeons and shit. Oh,
when they finally got him, and it was kind of a surprise. Like they think they're staking Orlok, but they stake that guy, and he's like, "I'm like, oh, thank God."
Yeah,
like he needs to be gone regardless.
Yeah, get him out of here.
That was his boss, wasn't it? Nicholas Holt's boss. I thought that was so cool. I was like, well, it's kind of a big coincidence that Nosferatu's coming to the city, but he's also like, had this pact with Lily Rose Depp's character, and then like, you get the fact that like the guy's boss was the one sending him there, and he was actually like being controlled by Nosferatu. I was like, oh, it all makes sense.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
The castle was terrifying.
Like there's like this dreamlike quality when he comes out of that inn, and it's just like a horse and buggy comes and gets him, but he's just kind of like in a daze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The vampire in general, just very, very like effective, seductive.
He sucks the guy's blood like probably every night that he's there. He's like in this waking nightmare. He doesn't know what's going on.
He didn't even like try to kill him. He just like left him for dead, but he like recovered. You know what I mean? And then like, oh my God, when he's killing the kids, dude.
Oh, dude.
He just the Emma Corrin's character like runs in there and she just sees like her kids just one in each hand, just And he's just, oh my god.
It's because it's a big taboo. You know, you don't kill kids.
Yeah, obviously not. Yeah,
they didn't care.
No,
but it made the movie so much better for it.
It made it more realistic.
Probably kill more kids in movies. Maybe potentially, I don't know. Workshop it. Hollywood's like they always grab the wrong thing. It's like, oh, they like kid killing.
Kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Kids being brutally murdered by a vampire. Yeah, dude.
We'll do that. Write that down.
They're like more rats in movies.
Yeah.
More piles of rats in movies, bro.
Yeah, but when he was like, I'm going to kill your family, I was like, okay, but the kids are fine, right? And then you go in the nursery and they're dead, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
He was not messing around.
I even like that, like, because before they get to that segment, he, like, puts his little shadowy hand over Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's like, sleep. Like,
yes, dude.
I loved all the implications of that. Like, he's just, and he's like a whole plague. Like, he brings a whole plague to.
Yeah, and, like, Aaron Taylor Johnson ends up dying because he's, like, he can't let go of his family, you know, so he just like kisses his wife, gets the plague, and dies with her.
He like digs her up, or not digs her up, but like
They're
she's lying in
the
crypt, mortuary or whatever you call it.
No, they'd already put her in a crypt.
She was in that big building or whatever.
Yeah, it's called a crypt.
Is that a crypt?
Yeah, they put him in or mausoleum or whatever. They do
mausoleum is what I was thinking. Yeah,
it's the same thing though.
But they didn't put him in the ground or anything. But he gets her out of her coffin and starts kissing on her and stuff.
And then just dies. He's like, I ain't got nothing else to live for.
Really, that what's his face? The director
Eggers.
Robert Eggers makes amazing movies.
Yeah,
just really insane.
He made The Lighthouse.
He made The Witch.
He Willem Dafoe.
He does. Ralph Ineson is in this. He's like the doctor. He's going to be playing the Galactus guy. We talked about him last week. I couldn't remember his name.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
Super crazy voice.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's a great doctor. He's like, we're going to bleed her. Put her in a corset.
He's like, oh, I'll increase the, what do you say? I'll increase the something, the drugs or whatever. And he just puts the like on her face, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's medicine back in those days.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else? What did you watch anything this week?
So I went and watched Shane Gillis the other day. Really good stand up in my opinion. I came to the realization too because my girlfriend just does not find him that funny at all.
He's a bro.
He's a bro. His humor is totally for the boys, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you just got to know that going in, or you're not gonna have a good time. Like he's down and dirty, talks about boners, jacking off, all that kind of like it's like locker room.
But like to me and you, he's like the funniest guy ever.
He's so fucking funny, dude. When he talks, I'm just like, this guy gets it.
He's like, whenever he goes on SNL, I make sure to watch. Yeah. I'm like, oh, these are all gonna be funny skits now.
Yeah, it's like it's not funny, and I'm over there jokers like you just don't get it. You know what I mean? But
just wouldn't get
it made me so. It was such a funny part. So people are cheap, right? So the stadium we're in, you're like beside each other. You know what I mean? Like it's half the size of this chair that I'm in. And I was on the outside, and Des was in the inside, and she was sitting by a guy, and she was like, he was touching all up on me because we're so close. Like, just switch with me. So I switched with him. I'm very non-confrontational. I don't like touching people either. So what I'm doing is instead of sitting and taking up my whole space, I'm curled inwards like this word towards Des, right? So that I can like have more room. Des is hot, so she puts her arms out like this. So I'm like this in towards my girlfriend, and she's got her arm around me. And I'm like, this is the most emasculating thing
watching Shane Gillis, who's for the boys.
Yeah, and I'm over here like this with my girlfriend's arm around my shoulders. And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? So I end up like, pussy. Yeah. Love that shit,
I like drinking beers.
Yeah, that's what, a lot of comedians have like water. He had 2 Bud Lights on his stool. It was so funny. He hasn't had any new specials, so most of the time when he's out and he's just doing old bits.
Yeah.
So when we went, my girlfriend was like, this is literally the set he did like a year ago when I went and saw him with my friend. And she she'd come home and she goes, he wasn't funny. And I was like, there's no way he wasn't funny. She goes, it was not funny. And then I was dying all night last night. Everything he was talking about, I was laughing my ass off. My girlfriend's just on her phone, like,
I feel like it's 90% delivery. Like, he's always kind of like, he's always got the mic like in his hands like this. And he's just,
and he's like laughing about it the whole time too,
Yeah.
But no, it was awesome.
I think he's funny. I think he's a good writer. Like, he was, he's
couple of beers. Love that shit.
There's a sketch show that he got after he left SNL. Or he got fired from SNL. It was like something in Gilly, but like all those sketches are really funny. I think that's like the plane sketch where he's like, "I'm gonna
fuck you up," and everyone's like doing the same shit.
He called like the mechanic. Yeah, that, like messed up his car. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come down there, bro."
Yeah, you better be ready. I'm gonna be there 15 minutes. Oh man! But you watched something this week as well.
I watched Wicked. I finished up that.
About
Wicked.
time. Did you like it?
So my thing with Wicked is I don't love the idea for the musical in general. I'd seen the musical years ago, and it's not my go-to show tunes, but I like Gravity and Loathing is really good. Even like The Wizard and it's all right.
I really only liked Loathing, Defying Gravity as well, and then the one the guy sings. in the library. I think.
See, I'm not even big on that.
Those
one,
are my
really.
only 3 that I really liked.
Do you know? Can I like spoil stuff about this? Do you care at all?
I watched it.
No, can I spoil like what's going to happen in the next one or whatever?
Oh yeah, no, you can't do that. I would like to know what happens. I thought it was good. I think it's definitely very overrated because of like there's a very cult following.
Wicked for Good. That's the name of the next one.
Oh, Wicked for Good.
That's so stupid. Okay, a big part of the reason I don't like this musical in general, I don't mind you doing like a prequel to like it sort of Maleficentizes the Wicked Witch, you know?
Well, here's the thing, because I always get in this argument with people. This came first. Wicked came before anything else when it tries to
make the villain sympathetic.
Make the villain sympathetic, give a backstory that makes the villain not as evil as they used to be.
Sure. Yeah.
Now it's done so much that by the time this hits the screen, everyone's like, okay, we're tired of this. Stop doing it. It was the first to do it.
This was definitely a big inspiration. I think Grendel may have come first, but like same thing but different.
Yeah.
Like you morally gray the character rather than just making them evil.
You make them more sympathetic, more than one dimension.
Mm-hmm. Especially like with a character called the Wicked Witch. It's like, okay, well, we got to add some kind of level of propaganda to this.
Exactly.
And like, I like all that stuff. What I'm saying is I don't like that it affects the proper story, like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it does mess that up a little bit.
And you'll see that in the next one. There's a lot of stuff that like she does, the Wicked Witch does, to like make things the way they are. Mm-hmm. I can speak about it. It came out in 2003. It's Invincible all over again. I want to do spoilers.
I haven't watched it.
God dang it. But she does certain things that like essentially mess with the story.
Yeah.
And I don't love that. I don't mind the wizard's evil if it's fine.
Yeah.
He's not really evil. He's
not really evil either. He just
wants a villain.
He just wants to be in control.
And he wants a good way to like control people is just have the villain.
Yeah.
And make someone come together.
I thought the animal thing was really interesting.
Yeah, because you get Oz, who you see like Toto can't talk, but like the lion can talk.
Yeah.
So there's
a lot of people were saying it was anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I mean, there's also like racism.
Just blaming the Jews and stuff. Yeah, kind of like a scapegoat essentially.
A scapegoat, which actual goat.
The professor is a goat. Mm-hmm. So
that's another thing I gotta say. Some of the music not great. Like Jeff Goldblum singing. I love Jeff Goldblum, and I know he likes to sing, but like that song didn't do much for me. Michelle Yeoh tried to sing a song that was not much for me. I will say,
who's that?
She was like the teacher, like the magic teacher or whatever.
Oh, the Asian one?
Yes.
She sang something?
There was a bit where she was singing, and I was like, this doesn't really.
Oh, I don't even remember that part.
But they did get Ariana Grande. Obviously, she's great. Mm-hmm. Great voice, great singing career. The girl that played the Wicked Witch was good.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia Erivo, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
She's really good. I mean, I think I like that they hired the main people because they can sing. Mm-hmm. It's a musical, you know.
They brought back the OG 2 people.
Yeah.
Well.
What's her names?
Eva Longoria.
No,
what's her name?
Idina Menzel is the witch.
Idina Menzel. I'm so stupid,
Eva Longoria.
Dude.
And then I think Chenoweth, something.
Yeah.
She's good. Again, I saw them perform at first, so I was like, oh yeah, these are my girls. Even though I don't love the story that they changed stuff, but it's fine. I mean, it's a good movie. It was really well made. The special effects were stunning, incredible. Music was well done. It's good.
The rumor is that the lion she saves is going to be like the cowardly lion.
Yeah, can I give you that bit at least?
Is it him?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Can I tell you like why he doesn't like her at the end of it?
Why?
Because they say that. So he grows up to be like a big full-grown lion, and he's like, I don't like the Wicked Witch because she saved me from that cage and made me a coward. I should have saved myself, kind of thing.
What the fuck? Bro, shut up.
Anyway, so
you get saved from a cage. What are you talking about?
It's dumb. I'm telling you, it's dumb. Anyway, but it's a comedy, really. I mean, like, there's a lot of funny stuff in it. A lot of the comedy beats didn't hit as hard because I think they're more stage comedy bits. They could have written out some funnier stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But Ariana Grande is great. I think she played it more like Mean Girls or something.
Yeah.
Rather than just like dumb blonde character.
Des loved her too. She was like, ball gown. That was completely
ball gown. Yeah.
That was
improvised.
She's like, I'm counting on you.
I like the whole like toss top.
Yeah. She's like, you're gonna change your name? Yes. Yes.
I don't even know why I said that. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
I'm just gonna be Glinda in honor of the goat.
Okay, so you have never seen the stage play. Do you think it wraps up in like a satisfying way, or you think it like because there wasn't really like a huge character development? Yeah,
it's I can't really say if it wraps up well until I see the second half. The ending. It was a long movie.
It felt very long. I think it's either around the same time or longer than the actual stage play.
Yeah.
So that's
just that first half.
That's they're adding a lot of filler, I guess, to like kind of run it out.
Also, a theory that I have, which don't confirm or deny, but I'm pretty sure because I'm not an idiot. The wizard ends up being like her dad. Mm-hmm. I said don't confirm that.
I'm just agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah, you fucking bitch. Because we're at the very beginning. Des didn't even make the connection. I said, that's the wizard. And she said, what are you talking about? He's a peddler of potions. It's a green potion. Like, this is the wizard. What do you mean?
He did also sing a song about how much he wants to be a dad.
Yeah, like, that's the fucking witch's dad, dude. What the fuck you mean? So
I'm not confirming or denying anything, though.
Yeah. Also, her sister was a bitch. I didn't like her.
I thought it was kind of funny. And this is
like, you're ruining this for me. Your whole life has been all about you, motherfucker.
Well, hold on to that because it's gonna ramp up in the next movie.
Good, dude. I fucking hate her.
No, so there is the whole thing that made me laugh in the musical and the movie. Like, she just comes to the school basically to look after her sister, and then she just essentially abandons her after the first day. Like, she doesn't really interact with her much after that. Yeah. Like, there's maybe 1 or 2 scenes, but like,
she was like, I was supposed to get into the school, not you, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I was like, go away, roll her down a hill, please.
Anyway, I liked it. I thought it was good. I'm excited for the next one. I guess I'll probably go see it.
Yeah,
depending on how it looks. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yeah, they filmed them consecutively, so that's why we're getting it so quick. The turnaround, they're already done with it.
Wicked for Good. Dumb name though.
Dumb.
Just call it Wicked 2 or something.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
I like saying that.
All right, so we'll move on to our famous questions, comments, and voicemails segment of the show. We had some questions last week that Steven didn't totally have an answer ready for. Do you have your answers ready for what he asked, the favorite Pokemon, favorite animated movie?
I have a favorite Pokemon. I've decided on Sceptile.
Ooh.
I don't have a favorite animated movie.
You just, at all?
No, I've thought about it. There's not a single animated movie that I love above anything else, really.
So what you're saying is you like the movie Wish as same as the movie Ratatouille?
No, but I can't pick a favorite. I can say Wish probably sucks. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Have you watched Wish?
No.
Oh, okay.
What about like a top 3 or top 5? That might even be harder.
That's harder too, because there's so many good. Okay, How to Train Your Dragon has got to be up there.
Banger.
Shrek 2 is going to be up there.
Banger.
Pretty good DreamWorks ones.
DreamWorks has some good movies, man.
The Incredibles.
Yeah. Banger.
Incredible.
Banger.
Probably off the top of my head, top 3 would be Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It's tough. I don't know that I could pick. If you had a gun to my head right now, as I'm thinking about it, How to Train Your Dragon as a trilogy is one of the most perfect trilogies ever,
Agreed.
In my opinion. So, if I have to pick a favorite, I think I'd pick that as my favorite.
Over the Spider-Verse, interesting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love Spider-Verse.
People say it's like the best. A lot of people say it's like
I think it's a good way to get people into animated movies.
Sure, yeah, have a Spider-Verse.
Puss in Boots 2, The Final Wish. Great
so
movie.
good.
DreamWorks kicks ass a little bit with the.
So does Pixar, man. Early Pixar on a complete crazy run of movies.
The first Ice Age.
Yeah, it's really good. It is good.
You know,
even though that baby makes me want to kick it off a cliff or whatever.
Really, I like the baby.
The baby just looks ugly. I don't know.
Spies in Disguise. You know,
banger. Obviously,
I'll tell you a good pigeon movie. You want a good pigeon movie?
Yeah,
Valorant.
Oh,
the World War II where they're messenger pigeons.
I get that one mixed up with that owl movie.
Oh, Guardians of the Gahul.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Maybe I should watch Valorant. That sounds good.
It was a good movie.
Is that a Zack Snyder movie?
No, I don't think so.
I think Guardians was.
Yeah, Guardians was.
So he was the blueprint for this other movie.
It was a dark movie too. I was like, this is nothing like the books. But no, Valorant. I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
We got it from Blockbuster.
Banger.
As a kid, I loved it. I thought it was a fun movie.
Blockbuster was so much fun as a kid. Going in there and picking out a movie.
The fucking Barnyard movie was great.
Yeah, for what it is, I like Barnyard.
Chicken Run. I don't know if claymation is animation.
I would count it as animation.
I like Chicken Run.
Chicken Run's great.
It's hard to pick a good anime. Like my favorite anime movie, I'll say How to Train Your Dragon, but I don't really think I could pick one.
What's your favorite out of the 3, if you have one?
Ooh.
I think the second one.
I was going to say maybe the second one.
I've watched the second one more than I watched the
What's crazy though is they're so good.
They're all good.
I love number 3. Number 3 made me cry at the end.
All 3 of them made me cry at the end. Yeah.
And then number 1 is great too. Like they're just peak. They don't stop. You know
that series. That's why I'm like, man, this freaking live action thing. But
yeah,
it could. It'll be a good movie.
So like when I first watched movies, I said they're good. And then when I was older and I rewatched them, I was like, this is peak cinema. This is Oscar worthy, in my opinion.
Genuinely, and based on from what it's based on, it's like such an upgrade too.
Yes, absolutely.
I love when you make something better than the thing it's based on.
Absolutely,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's probably my favorite trilogy of animated movies. But it's
and Pokemon was Sceptile, you said?
Yes, Sceptile.
Okay, so I have a little question to throw at you. This has been kind of floating around. I don't think I put it on the list.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember you saying one, but okay.
So I have a question for you. It's could 100 human beings beat one gorilla?
Oh, easily.
Easily, right?
Very easily.
There's this big thing on TikTok and Twitter, like, oh, People don't know how scary a gorilla is. 100 people could totally take out one gorilla.
Yeah.
A gorilla's going to get so tired from fighting 100 people, it's going to fall over from exhaustion, bro.
I think 10 people take out a gorilla. I think
Probably
a gorilla wins
yeah.
anything under 10.
Yeah, okay. I saw something too. Someone was like, the gorilla needs to win 100 times. We only need to win once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, a gorilla is not as scary as you probably think it is. Like, it's a crazy animal.
Terrifying. 1-to-1, you're dead.
Yeah, obviously.
Not me. I'm built different.
Well, me too, but anyone else.
Most of the other people.
Any plebeians.
Yeah. Yeah. Any scrubs out there.
But a gorilla, right? It may be taking out 9 or 10 right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think we dogpile it immediately.
Just overwhelm it with numbers.
It is so like tough. Like its skin is probably like super tough to like penetrate.
Yeah.
How would you try to like coordinate
Dogpile,
this?
suffocate it.
Suffocate it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got those teeth
Each
and it's
you
like
grab its arms. 10, 15 people on each limb.
head
And
of
just
Thanos,
start pulling.
just everybody pulling on him.
Yeah.
Just rip its arms and legs off.
Yeah, dude.
That's what that kid should have done to Harambe back in the day.
Damn. That's crazy. That's what the Harambe should have done to that kid.
So you think 10 is the limit? Like 10 people could beat a gorilla?
Yeah.
Especially like well-trained humans, I think 10 is a good number.
Yeah.
Because then, like, I mean, it's faster than us, but like once it's mauling someone else, like 9 other people get behind it and start attacking it.
Yeah.
There's some casualties for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
We're doing it.
And one of them's going to be the gorilla.
Okay, thank you for answering that question. Dante's back. He says, if you could be any villain in fiction, this goes along well with our top 10 worst villains in fiction. My answer is Lex Luthor because of money.
Say Darkseid.
Darkseid's good.
Immortality. One of the most powerful people in that universe.
Cool power set. The lasers are good.
Yeah.
Vandal Savage is good too. He's got wealth and he literally created the metahumans in Young Justice.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It's based off of his like power set.
Yeah, that's super cool stuff. Lex Luthor though, you just have $1 billion. You're just rich and
you're done.
Make a robot suit.
You're not immortal though. I want to be immortal.
I'm fine with being, a human if I've got that much money to do whatever. What about Vandal Savage? So Darkseid over Vandal Savage?
Yeah, Darkseid over Vandal Savage, but Vandal Savage would definitely be a pick because he's so Machiavellian, dude.
I love
it, dude.
I'm excited for him to be at least something in the DCU. I'm assuming we'll get him at some point.
I hope so.
Okay, we got Dante saying, choose one channel to delete from history. It never existed. None of their shows existed either. Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it's Nickelodeon.
It's Nickelodeon.
But man, SpongeBob's gone now.
I'm okay with that.
Fairly Odd Parents is gone. Danny Phantom's gone.
Yeah, sucks.
Sucks.
Cat Dog's gone.
I don't give a fuck about Cat
I love Cat Dog. Chalk World.
Chalk Zone.
Chalk Zone, dude.
Rudy's got the Chalk Zone.
Fucking love that bitch.
But man, Cartoon Network got some heaters.
Yeah.
Dexter's Lab, PPG, Samurai Jack, Ben 10.
Fucking
Foster's
Home
Home
for Imaginary Friend. Dude,
we're just on it, man. Ed, and Eddie, bro.
Never
come
watched
on.
it.
You never watched Ed, and Eddie?
I wasn't allowed. When it debuted, my mom watched it with us. I didn't understand what was going on, and she turned it off. Said, "You're not allowed to watch that." Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, then?
Oh, love Courage.
Billy and Mandy? Maybe one of my top 5 shows of all time.
Yes, bro.
I love Billy and Mandy.
Yes.
Could you please pass the egg salad?
Generator Rex, dude.
Generator Rex, bro. Secret Saturdays, man.
Yes.
I think just the action cartoon nature of it is better.
Any of the Kids WB stuff is considered Cartoon Network.
Any of the Toonami stuff considered Cartoon Network.
Yeah, so
Adult
you got
Swim.
Mucha Lucha, you got Jackie Chan Adventures, dude.
Yeah, bangers.
Yeah, you can't beat them. Cartoon Network was Cartoon Network for a fucking reason, dude.
They've also even got like Looney Tunes stuff. They've got like Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yes.
Nickelodeon is peak for what it is. I mean, like,
they tried to do
Jimmy
the best
Neutron.
of both worlds, right? They were the bridge between like Disney Channel to Cartoon Network because they had both live action and animated stuff.
Now that's poignant right there. That's a good statement. Drake and Josh, iCarly.
Yeah, but I'm picking Cartoon Network.
Yeah, 100%. Next question comes to us from me, but I stole this from Lightning, so thank you, Lightning. It says, which capture mode is the best in your opinion? It's where you touch it, scan it, absorb the alien, or like a Bluetooth sort of capture.
I like the scan. I saw a lot of people hating on the scan, but
I
I was
don't mind
like,
the
it
scan.
makes the most sense, really.
I think the touch makes the most sense because you actually get the DNA touching the watch.
Yeah, but that's without consent.
It's fine. I mean, a lot of the aliens he scans probably don't have consent.
I don't think any of them consented to being in the Omnitrix to begin.
One of them was in handcuffs. That little lizard guy, they walked away. He was in handcuffs and they scanned him.
That's funny.
That's a sad episode, dude.
Yeah, it is a sad episode.
He also follows that up. He says, what function would you give the 4 little orbs on the classic Omnitrix faceplate, and what do you think it should have revealed to been and what are their functions?
Maybe that's instead of him twisting the face all the time. I think those functions could have been how you override master control.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah.
Like those are actually the code inputting.
That's interesting for sure.
Because him going back and forth, I don't know how he unlocked master control doing it like that.
Maybe it's like a sub menu. You ever play like one of those like Pokedex little like things that you just like? It was just a little knob and a button you can push, and that's how you got like all the way. So maybe you like go to the settings and then push that, and then maybe go to here. And whatever. I think it, like in Secret Omnitrix where it like shows like directions. I think maybe that's where the light's coming from. Is like
like it's the projector
somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dante back. He said, if you were a plumber's kid / mutant, what alien species would you want to be? Going by Allen rules, you can freely shift between human and alien form. Basically, a single Omnitrix transformation with no timeout.
Diamond Head. Or Wrath.
4 arms, maybe. Or no, who's like a flyer? I would want like a Jet Ray.
Or Amphibian.
Amphibian's good. Even like...
You wouldn't want Upgrade?
Oh, Upgrade's really good too. But even like Cervantes has like the cerebrocrustacean DNA. That's really cool. I might go Jet Ray, just the flying nature of it. You know, just
I like a good Diamond flyer. Head.
Diamond Head's good. That's a good answer for sure. But imagine your parents conceiving you. What is your favorite iteration of Ben 10,000? The one from Ken 10?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, you don't like Ultimate Ben?
I like him, but I think
not your favorite.
No, the most iconic is just Ken 10.
I do like
nostalgia with that one
for sure. I do like the one that can do the Bio Omnitrix and Omniverse where he turns into 2 different aliens. But I think something about Ken 10, him being a dad. I just love that little slice of life we got there. Yeah, such a good episode.
He's in control. He loses control, turns into way big.
Yeah,
you know,
scary to have a Ben 10 that knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. What is your favorite Ben 10 villain?
Vilgax. Ben 10 Classic Vilgax or Ben 10 Ultimate Aliens Agrigor. One of those two.
That's tough, man. I do think it's Vilgax Classic, but I want to say Malware next.
I knew you were going to say Malware.
I love Malware a lot, man.
He's good. He's a good choice.
And I love Upgrade, so it's just having an Upgrade crazy villain like that's awesome. This is from DA. He says, Hopper, can you rub and lick my feet and toes? My feet are kind of sore. No, I cannot do that.
Sorry. Get out of here.
I am sorry. I mean, if you know.
I'm not.
If there was enough money, if there's enough money on the table, sure.
That's a good point.
This is back to Dante. He says, "What would you rather own? Would you rather own a random quirk from MHA or have $500,000?"
That's tough because you could have the worst quirk in the world.
And $500,000 is not as much as it used to be.
Okay, but I hate when you say that shit because you're living off of a very low salary.
Yeah.
$500,000 changes your fucking life.
I mean, to an extent, but not forever. You know what I mean?
If you're smart with it, it can.
Yes, but if you have a superpower, you can also
living the way you're living now. It does last forever for you.
I mean, kinda, right? But like, I'm still working. I still have to work on that.
No, you don't.
I think you do. $500,000?
Take your salary right now.
Yeah, not very much money.
Yeah.
Please send us gifts and watch the ads.
And you divide $500,000 by that salary.
Yeah,
you're lasting like 15 years before you even have to get a job again.
Yeah, but that doesn't account for like inflation and like how everything's going anyway. Everything's getting more expensive.
I know, but $500,000 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and
and here's the thing: you get a quirk, right?
Yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah,
but now you're a superpowered being. The government's testing you.
Or you hide, or you can use it for like a job. Like if you're like the spray face man, whatever.
If you're
that's your job.
You're not making it 2 feet out the door before you're fucking kidnapped. The government's coming for you.
How does that work? Is this brain
like the Tuskegee experiment look like a fucking walk in the park?
Is this brain like back here?
They're gonna chop you into little bits and pieces.
You're looking at this too crazy. Like, well, what if it's a good quirk? What if you have like all for one, bro? That's also not a good quirk.
The odds, though.
Well, that's a good quirk, but like
you mean one for all.
Well, I'm saying like if you're in that world, if you're in our world with a random quirk,
sucks,
and your hand's just broken immediately, and there's no magic person to just heal it up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's one for all though, not all for one.
Whatever, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, there's the very distinct differences here. So
yeah, but you know what I meant.
You better say the right one, because all for one's even more useless. Because what quirks are you taking?
Nobody's.
Exactly, so you're stuck.
Yeah, those quirks
Unless
only
you
work.
Can take their skills.
Those quirks only work.
You can code.
Let me have that.
Give me that.
Give me that. Oh, you speak Spanish? Give me that. That's like what people say. Like, what ability would Kirby get if he sucked you up?
Me?
Yeah, what would he get?
Insecurity.
Insecurity?
Anxiety.
He would just get depression.
Yeah.
And immediately go to bed.
Small dick syndrome.
I don't know. What are you saying? Are you saying the money?
I think I'm saying the money. It's less of a gamble.
Yeah, I'd probably say the money.
And I'm
too.
not a gambling man.
I do. I love but the quirks in My Hero. If it was like the Marvel universe and you got like an X-Men power or something,
Yeah.
I might gamble that odds because there's cooler X-Men
Yeah.
powers. But like the people at MHA, they have some of the dumbest shit.
But they also have some really cool quirks too. You
They
know?
do. They absolutely do. But like, you know, what if I could see like zoomed in like that one lady? Like, it's not going to help me in my day-to-day life, is it?
And then you get something like Bakugo's, but there's not world level threats that
You would be killing a lot of people using his powers in real life.
Yeah, in real life, you're just
you'd be in jail
people.
for sure.
You'd be like the boys, really.
Yeah, for sure. So the money, I'll take that, please and thank you.
Yeah.
That would help me for several years, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot of years. I think you're underestimating.
Until you get taxed on it and half of it
They
goes
don't
to the
know.
government
No,
anyway.
with all these hypotheticals, it's always tax free.
Okay,
I don't think if you've ever been in an r/hypothetical situation.
But you were talking about the government steals you anyway, so if they steal you, they would steal your money. If the government's in play.
No, they're stealing me because I have powers.
Yeah, but then they're stealing half your money too.
No, it's untaxed.
Okay. If it's untaxed, untaxed, unmarked dollar bills in your bank
500K.
account. Okay, Dante. Thank you again, Dante, for all these questions. We love these questions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Would you rather live as a normal citizen in the Marvel or DC universe?
DC.
Why?
I want to go to space.
Can like a random civilian go to space in
If
DC?
they find a boom tube. Or if you're in the 31st century with the Legion of Superheroes.
But you're not. You're
You don't know.
modern
They
day.
just said, they didn't say.
We'll assume modern day.
Okay, time travel exists. I'll go to there.
You're getting like booster gold to take you to the future.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're both dangerous though. What's the more dangerous
hella
universe?
dangerous. DC's definitely hella more dangerous.
Yeah. It depends on what city you're living in too. Like if you're living in Gotham, I would just not.
No.
Rather not.
Get me out of there.
But like
I'm
if
gonna
you're
live
living in
Central
like
City.
yeah, but if you're living in like Marvel, New York City, it might be even worse.
Even worse, because it's New York City, first of all.
Yeah.
It's already dangerous.
Sure.
Because it's a real city. We know how dangerous
There's
New
crime
York City
happening
is.
every single minute of every single day.
Yeah.
For them to warrant like 100 superheroes per block of
Yeah.
New York City.
Just don't make no sense, man.
Don't make no sense. Although it would be cool to see all this stuff happening.
Mm-hmm, for
I
sure.
think DC because I would rather see like Superman and all the kind of like
Yeah.
crazy level powers.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even still, like I mean,
I'd be able to see Static Shock, dude. Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
You're much more likely to get powers in DC, I think, as a
just
random civilian.
randomly get a metagene or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, DC. Thank you for that question. He said he refixed his other question. He said, "Would you rather live in the Avatar universe, My Hero universe, Naruto universe, or Pokemon universe?"
Naruto.
Why?
I want to be a ninja.
It's easier to become a ninja probably in that.
Yeah, everyone
world.
has chakra, so everyone can be a ninja.
There was a
And I'm going to use the Rasengan.
Rasengan. We talked about. There was some video that you sent me a while
And
ago.
the Jinchuriki. I want to be a Jinchuriki.
What is that?
Possessed by one of the... be possessed by one of the nines.
Oh, is that what Naruto is?
Yeah, he's a Jinchuriki.
Yeah. So someone had asked that. It was a video I think you sent me or something. It was like the Naruto verse is better than the One Piece verse because only some people have devil fruits, and then pretty much everybody's a ninja in Naruto though.
Yeah, so like you're just overwhelming numbers at that point, you know.
But I guess that would be good to go into that universe. Then Pokemon has a special place in my heart though. But then again,
was Pokemon in there?
Yeah, it's Naruto.
What
Pokemon,
the fuck?
MHA,
I heard Naruto.
Avatar.
Completely stopped listening.
It was the last one.
Yeah, no, I saw Naruto. I said done. Damn, I do love Pokemon, but no, I think I still go Naruto.
Because you get powers at that point. You're just having a super powered creature at that.
Yeah.
But then again, like having bending powers or a random quirk in MHA.
Yeah.
I do think Pokemon.
I'm going Naruto.
I do think Pokemon because
you don't want to go to Naruto with me?
No, I think I'll do Pokemon.
Are you kidding me, dude?
I could have like a million
hang out
Pokemon.
with me. Fucking hate me, dude. What have I ever done to you?
I've seen most of the Marvel movies in theaters with you. That's what I've done with you.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
He also asked, "What would you want Pokemon to be real?" And like an extension of that, eating beef would be like eating a Miltank.
Hell yeah.
Tauros. They already do that in the world though. Farfetch'd is like almost dead or almost extinct because of how many people have eaten them and stuff.
Does it taste good?
He's like a duck, like a roasted duck. Or
Hell
something.
yeah, dude.
He walks around with a leek. He's like his own seasoning.
That's awesome.
Yes, I want Pokemon real. I think I'm picking the Pokemon question, and yes, I want them real. I would eat the Tauros all day.
Problem is, we got a lot of horny motherfuckers. I don't think we could handle.
That's the problem, huh?
That's a big problem.
You hide all the Gardevoirs like right away. Hide all the Baneries or whatever.
It'd be
Lopunnies.
so bad, dude.
Yeah. Although, which Pokemon are you trying to realistically have? Because it seems like would you want a big fire breathing dragon?
I
in
would
your
have
house?
an Electrifier.
Would you want that in your house if you could just accidentally shock and
He'd
kill
be my
you?
Pokeball.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like...
I'd be an adventurer, dude. I wouldn't have a house.
You wouldn't have a house at all?
No, look at Ash don't have a house. He lives fine.
Maybe. What type of apocalypse do you think you'd be able to survive?
Walking Dead.
Because they're all slow.
They're all slow, man.
But the people are the problem in Walking Dead, man.
Yeah, I go into the fucking mountains, be myself.
Yeah, I think Walking Dead's doable. You just stay out of the big cities and like population areas. I don't think aliens. I don't think I'm surviving any of that stuff.
No.
What other apocalypse? Like a genetic apocalypse? Like a
Pacific Rim considered an apocalypse?
No, because not everyone's still alive.
Yeah,
it's mostly
I'm not living
fine.
through that one though.
I don't think anyone's living through that one, bro.
Well, someone is.
If they start taking us out, if the monsters really start taking us out.
It was always alien. It was fucking dinosaurs, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That was a big plot twist. I loved that.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I want to see some of that. Show me some of that.
Dude, most of the apocalypses are zombie apocalypses. You've got sickness ones, though.
Yeah, I don't think I'm surviving those.
No.
I don't sleep enough to have like a good enough immune system. Unless it's like Last of Us.
My immune system kicks ass, dude.
Okay. We're like The Last of Us where it's like mushroom men or whatever.
I'm not surviving that one. They're fast, and you can get infected by not being bit by them,
I could maybe do like not talking. I bet I could. Could I? Like in the
Quiet Place?
Quiet Place universe?
That's tough.
That's toughy.
And it's terrifying.
I don't like those guys. I feel like they're kind of random too. Like
I love them. You don't like their design?
No, I mean they're scary. Like
they're
hard to get away
cool.
from. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess you could just drown them. Like they seem like they're finding ways to get them out of there.
Yeah.
And like do the weird noise frequency thing, whatever. I love that last one that came out with freaking Johnny Storm, whatever his name is.
That was. I knew that was him. I'm not an idiot. With the cat and stuff. You like that?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I liked it a lot.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, and you weren't even hyped for that one.
No, I saw it like on streaming and I was like, oh man, this is great.
Yeah, I loved it.
Lupita something.
Yeah, Nyong.
God, she's good.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've got the last question here: who wins, the Stronheim or Reanimin, which is JoJo's versus Invincible?
Stronheim?
Like the German scientist guys.
Oh, them. Nothing
Really?
beats German engineering. If you know, you know.
That's good. The Reanimin too. I don't know why they're looked at as like so strong. I feel like they're not really. They're like a bunch of dead bodies come back to life.
The thing is, they don't have the pain receptors.
Yeah, but they're still just
So they
dead
can go
bodies.
110%.
Machines.
You know what I mean?
Like, why can't they just make them full machines at that point? Like, do they need the biomass or something?
They do.
Anyway, yeah, Stronheim wins.
Yeah, Stronheim wins. Nothing beats German engineering.
German engineering is the best thing in the world. Thank you guys for watching the Binge Warmers today. Let us know everything you think about what we shared. Answer some of the questions with us in the comments there. Also, do you think our list for the top 10 Marvel stinker villains is correct? Who would you put in that place? Stick around. We're going to be watching Alien Swarm sometime in the next week or two.
We've also got the Thunderbolts going to be the topic for our next podcast next Monday, so stay tuned for that. And go watch it this weekend so you can get ready for it. We'll have a spoiler-free and a spoiler review, much like we did with Sinners.
Let us know in this comment section how you feel about that. You have any crazy predictions for that? Are you excited for that movie, like that culmination that we've kind of been leading to? We'll see you all next week.